retirement today. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you keep more of what you've earned.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
In almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it is a one and done. Because we don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
AdventNows.com.
My USPS Ground Advantage package just left the warehouse. I get all the updates. Stay in the know with USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
The Bucks aren't here to joke around with the Nuggets.
Giannis has it, crossing over on Jokic into a swarm of defenders and lays it in with the right hand anyway, just slashing his way to the cup.
Our coverage of the game starts tonight at 6 with Bucks Shoot Around. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Six o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Thursday, February 27th. Our top story, a shocking Hollywood death overnight.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Deadline Day Part 2 for SROs.
Storm team forecast for today, an isolated shower with some wet snowflakes mixed in. That's possible. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, breezy, high of 43. Mostly cloudy skies tonight, the low down to 30. Right now, we're at 37. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, we'll have more on today's school resource officer deadline for Milwaukee Public Schools. But we're going to start with this breaking news overnight from New Mexico. New information is tough to come by this morning, but legendary actor Gene Hackman, his wife, and their dog all found dead.
Gene Hackman and his wife, classical pianist Betsy Arakawa, moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico in 1991 and were often seen at the city's cultural events. Early this morning, Santa Fe County Sheriff Adan Mendoza confirmed that the 95-year-old Hackman, his 64-year-old wife, and their dog were all found dead in their home. Despite that, Mendoza says no foul play is suspected.
You brought him on my boat. Our man is down behind enemy lines.
In an acting career that spanned 4 decades, Gene Hackman won a trophy case filled with awards, including 2 Oscars. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Deadline Day Part 2 for the City of Milwaukee and Milwaukee Public Schools to reach an agreement on school resource officers. A last-minute request to delay the SROs from entering the schools was submitted by the Milwaukee City Attorney Evan Goyke, but state officials say enough's enough.
I hope to God Judge Borowski throws some people in jail.
That's how angry State Representative Bob Donovan says he is after the city of Milwaukee asked Judge David Borowski to delay SROs, even though Donovan says Milwaukee police already have the training.
A year ago, Chief Norman told me MPD is ready to go with their officers in the schools. So what about that?
Donovan says if SROs are not added as of Thursday, he's pushing for a bill to revoke any more state funding from going to MPS and the city of Milwaukee. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
A hearing remains scheduled this morning at 10 a.m.
Milwaukee former city attorney Tierman Spencer, accused of using his position for personal gain in a property dispute, has now pleaded not guilty to the charge. A judge ruled there is enough evidence, however, for the case against Spencer to go to trial. Spencer is alleged to have used his public position to gain a, quote, dishonest advantage in a dispute with the Department of Neighborhood Services over a facility where his cars were stored. He is due back in court in April.
The British Prime Minister heads to the White House today.
The Prime Minister's visit comes as the president has upended U.S. foreign policy, especially when it comes to the war in Ukraine. Starmer will try to persuade Trump to maintain support for Ukraine, even as the president has seemingly backed Russia, which invaded Ukraine. Starmer's visit to the White House follows a similar visit by French President Macron earlier this week, as European allies seek assurances that the U.S. still backs Europe as it deals with Russia's aggressive actions. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Meanwhile, the president has signed another executive order, this one giving more power to Elon Musk's Doge to DOJ agency to cut costs. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
The agencies only have about 2.5 weeks to submit their reduction in force plans, which is a very tight time frame when you consider that most of these cabinet secretaries have only been on the job a couple of weeks themselves. They're still getting to know their agencies. Then they're going to have a proposed 30 days to plan for the cuts, and then by law they have to give employees 30 to 60 days notice of the reduction in force.
Elon Musk is the most talked about man in the country right now. So what is it like to work for this guy? A Milwaukee native knows.
Randy Knaflick of Milwaukee was the VP of HR at SpaceX in 2012. He left his job at Google to take the gig.
Many people thought I was crazy with someone who at the time really was only known within the tech community.
During an exclusive interview on Wisconsin's Midday News, Knaflick said going to SpaceX was quite the shift.
Elon was very intense, very different, and a level that I had, quite frankly, never had seen before in a leader.
Knaflick says everyone had to perform extremely well.
And so you always had to be on your game, and if you weren't, watch out.
Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
Coming up, a close call for a cop in Greendale. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
So how would I describe our people? I'd say the people we set out to hire have to be smart, hardworking, and honest. Honesty being paramount of the three. Because honesty breeds integrity. And when you have integrity, you won't let yourself do anything less than your best. And that's who we're looking for. Character counts here, and integrity matters. And that's why it's easy for us to offer the industry's best lifetime workmanship warranty with every roof we sell. A rock-solid warranty like ours guarantees our reputation and assures your satisfaction. At Semper Fi, we do the right thing. We seize the moral high ground, and we hold it. And when you do that, you end up having a business that's going to last for generations. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
At the Milwaukee Auto Show, we have a vehicle for almost everything, and we certainly have a vehicle for your thing. The Auto Show has the largest selection of vehicles from different manufacturers all in one place. Baird Center, the 22nd through the 2nd. Buy tickets online, no added fees. AutoShowMilwaukee.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
This guy's going to make roster decisions tough for our Milwaukee Brewers. That's a good problem to have. We got it in sports at 6:15.
Police in Greendale are searching for the driver of a vehicle that sideswiped one of their squads. It happened Tuesday near Loomis and Grange. Now, Greendale police searching for a gray Toyota Tundra or a Tacoma pickup truck. Police reminding the public the importance of using caution on the roads when driving past an emergency vehicle.
Update on a story that we've been following this week here on WTMJ. New information about two people found dead of gunshot injuries in Franklin on Tuesday. The victims were a 65-year-old man and 66-year-old woman found dead in a home near Drake Lane and Mission Hills. Police have not released the victims' names, but they do say there is no threat to the public.
Another year, another security beef up in Florida as tens of thousands of spring breakers prepare to hit the beach. ABC's Andrea Fujii.
Police in South Florida now warning college students headed to the beaches to be prepared for triple the amount of police than usual, including officers on horseback. The extra security measures in response to a violent spring break 2 years ago, which saw nearly 500 arrests and 2 deadly shootings. Some areas now set to enforce curfews and road closures.
If spring break parties aren't your theme, you could head to the St. Johns County Fairgrounds in Florida, where a competition returns this weekend for its second year.
The Florida Man Game.
Live the headlines without the jail time.
That's the founding principal of the Florida Man Games. Pete Melfi is the event's founder.
I was born and raised here. We embrace our weird.
Events this year include a lawnmower race and an evading arrest obstacle course featuring real police officers. Brand new to the competition in 2025.
The Hurricane Party Prep Grocery Aisle Brawl for the last of the solo cups, the beer, and the toilet paper on the shelf.
And, unlike last year, there is a women's team in the mix.
They're called the Ball Busters.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Okay.
Thank you, Greg.
All right.
Outstanding report this morning. 6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
6:10, let's get an update on the traffic. Debbie.
Debbie giving you the silent treatment today.
So, what did I say this morning? Having some problems with Debbie's mic, so we'll get you that update in a moment. First, your Storm Team forecast.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Isolated chance for rain shower this morning and into this afternoon with breezy winds and high temperatures in the lower 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the lower 30s. As we head into Friday, partly sunny skies, mild and windy, gusts near 40 miles per hour with once again that small chance for rain shower and high temperatures in the lower 50s. Getting colder for Saturday, high temperatures upper 20s, mostly sunny skies. More sunshine for Sunday with high temperatures in the mid 30s, then increasing clouds on Monday with high temperatures back in the 40s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now, 36 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Did not expect to hear this when we got up this morning. Breaking news, Vince, out of New Mexico. Gene Hackman has died. Now, you would say, okay, well, he was 95 years old. However, it's the way and the manner that he died, which is mysterious at the moment. Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, both found dead inside their home in New Mexico.
Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputies were sent to Hackman's mountainside home Wednesday afternoon to check on the welfare of the 95-year-old and his 64-year-old wife. At around 1:45 p.m., deputies found the couple dead, along with a dog. The cause of the couple's death has not been disclosed.
Nothing suspicious, no foul play suspected. So one would assume that some kind of carbon monoxide poisoning
seems
perhaps
to be the most likely thing, although you'd wonder why authorities wouldn't just say that, but
Right.
perhaps something environmental.
5-time Oscar nominee. There was a 21-year gap between his trophy wins there. He won for Unforgiven and then way back when, The French Connection. What movie do you think of when you think of Gene Hackman? What's the one that comes to mind?
Well, a handful, obviously, but the first for me because it was in the formative years of my childhood. Miss Tessbacher! Miss Tessbacher!
Superman?
Yeah, Superman.
I told you. That's kryptonite, Superman. A little souvenir from the old hometown. I've spared no expense to make you feel right at home.
Oh, boy, I hate it.
Right?
He was so mean to
so
Superman.
Evil. And of course, so I think the one that a lot of people think of is, of course, Hoosiers.
I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners. Okay?
There's so many good ones. If you were doing a draft of all the Gene Hackman movies, French Connection, that's a phenomenal movie.
Crimson Tide.
Oh, yes,
Right?
yes.
Roll Tide!
And I would argue my personal favorite, I think it's underrated, the Royal Tenenbaums. He is amazing.
He saved my life, you know. 30 years ago, I was knifed in a bazaar in Calcutta. He carried me to the hospital on his back.
Who stabbed you?
He did.
It's a silly movie, but he is phenomenal. I heard he was pretty, difficult to work with at times, but just a crazy good actor.
I mean, he's one of those guys, though, like, with exception of Royal Tenenbaums, like, it was the yelling, right? I mean, you have a number of actors who are known for their yelling. Tom Hanks is in that. He's a great yeller.
Yep.
You know? It was just how he did it that almost made you feel like you were getting yelled at by your dad, which was the worst.
We would hope that we'll learn more information about it. But yeah, Gene Hackman and his wife, who is in her 60s, both found dead inside their home. Nothing, no foul play suspected. You wonder what they're going to do at the Oscars. Oscars are Sunday. Like, the producer's got to be like, oh, well, geez.
You got to blow up at least part of this show.
Because he's on that list, right? He's on that short list of actors that deserve more than just a picture, you know, in the in memoriam. There's not a lot of them, but he's on that list.
So we're doing more than just rehearsing in Hollywood, right?
Right.
Now you got to at least blow up a portion of that show and dedicate it to him, no question. 6:14 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Abby Home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Of course, we got the winter weather starting to subside here in Wisconsin, but now you have all this snow melt. Things are wet and can be icy. Not to worry. I trust my friends at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to take care of any needs that may arise, unexpected injuries, even a fall. They're now available 7 days a week for walk-ins between their two locations. They're in Pewaukee, they're in Brookfield, and available 24/7 for after-hours virtual care. It's never been easier or more accessible to get the medical care you need, especially in an emergency. Sprains and strains, fractures and breaks, sports injuries, tears, dislocations, get hurt at work. OAW has you covered for all of it. Get started at orthowisconsin.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Bucks will get back at it tonight at Fiserv Forum. We get the Denver Nuggets in town. That's a 7 p.m. tip, and we'll get started with Bucks shoot-around at 6 right here on WTMJ.
He keeps doing it, Vince. He just keeps doing it. In the Brewers' 9-3 Cactus League loss to the Dodgers on Wednesday, infielder Vinny Capra hit another bomb. His third home run of spring training. If he keeps producing, what's the crew going to do?
3 hits, 3 homers. So far, Vinny Capra has had the hottest start of anybody in the Cactus League. Acting manager Ricky Weeks Jr. says this is all a bonus.
He's having a hell of a spring right now. He's seeing the ball well, obviously. Anytime he can drive the ball consistently, it's always good. That's not what we kind of want him to do, but that's just an added plus.
Capra's situation is difficult. He has to make the team outright, as the Brewers would risk losing him to the waiver wire.
He just seems differently this year. And on top of that, trying to make a team and trying to impress. Him being looser, I think that plays a big part as well.
From American Family Fields of Phoenix, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Now, this does seem to happen every year. There's some player, early on where you're like, oh, man, this guy, but
he's had a good week. Right. Not to dump on it. This is a great problem for us to have.
It's a phenomenal problem to have. You're right. By the way, if you're wondering, Jesus Maid, the 17-year-old phenom who's been dressing with the club, did get in yesterday. Pinch hit. He grounded out to third in his debut.
Good, fine. We got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Now play ball, son.
Yeah.
Right?
And get good. It sounds like he's a really good player. It's time. March Madness is already officially here, if you can believe it. Michigan State and Maryland. So they're tied, seconds remaining. State gets the rebound with the ball. It's ticking down. Here's how it sounded.
Holloman looks the clock. Half court for the win. Oh my goodness! Holloman from half court to win it on the road.
Yeah, so Sparty wins it. That's how it sounded on the Big Ten Network. Tom Izzo. Moments later, you'll appreciate this from Tom Izzo.
Look at that was a lucky shot. But nobody can say we didn't deserve to win this game.
It was a lucky shot, you're right. But the best news about this is that March Madness is here. Put on the shoes, Vince.
Dance, 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 dance.
Badgers have Michigan State next. We are there on Sunday.
Here we go.
They're riding it. NFL prospects begin trying to impress the scouts, the coaches, the general managers today at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst.
Yeah, I'll talk to a few agents here and there. We have obviously a team of scouts and Russ that we'll talk to a lot.
Yeah, still a couple of weeks out from free agency opening up in the NFL, but nothing wrong with chatting it up with a few free agents. Maybe you want to pitch a trade, for example. But Goody's saying this week what it's really about for him is the upcoming draft and the college kids looking to hear their names called.
Everything that they do here, just kind of immersing yourself in that to get to know these guys as well as you can. You don't have this opportunity again. This is kind of a 1 week. So to me, that's the priority.
Packers have the 23rd pick in the NFL draft on April 24th, of course, in Green Bay. Gutekunst asked if that aspect changes anything for him. Does this mean anything different for you, how you prepare, what you do?
Do you need to kind of keep a first-round pick just to make it exciting?
His answer to that question coming up at 6:45.
That was a lucky shot.
Much like a 10-piece from McDonald's,
Fancy sauce. Brennan really likes with his chicken nuggets.
the nuggets are crispy on the outside.
Can I have fancy sauce?
I'm using it right now.
But soft on the inside. The Nuggets head to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks.
Kuzma fires up a three, top of the arc, and he plants it right in the heart of the cylinder.
Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Popped a couple of days in the 50s already. If it stays on this warmer side long enough, the Bugman tells me watch for wasps. Vince Vitrano here for the Bugman and Queen Bee, your best local pest defense. Yeah, Adam has a warning for folks right now. Watch for this in your home. You may start seeing some lethargic. They're not aggressive at this point. The wasps in the house. He says those are the new queens that most likely wintered in your walls, which is pretty gross. Also not great if you don't want a wasp problem to explode in the spring. Let's get the Bugman out to your house now to take care of it before it becomes a summer where you're afraid to sit out on the patio. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated, 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. To the best in local pest defense, Bugman, queenbee.com.
Save big money on everything now at Menards. Countertops are the center of the home with stylish options for every lifestyle and durability that will last for years to come. Transform everyday spaces into gathering places with custom craft countertops from Menards. Visit our kitchen showrooms in store or go on Menards.com and get a free design estimate today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for many other great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
At 6:22, how do the roads look, Debbie?
Let's try this area. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. For what it's worth, nothing's happening on the roads. We got light volume, no incidents up there. We do have some slippery spots, though, possibly to the north and west. Just a few, especially in those low-lying areas. But otherwise, we are actually looking pretty good around the area. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Yeah, same kind of deal today. That isolated shower, maybe a wet snowflake in there as well. Cloudy, breezy, a high of 43. Tonight, cloudy, low of 30. Tomorrow, mild and windy, a high of 51 tomorrow. There's a chance for some rain. Saturday, sunny, 29. Sunday, sunny, 34. Then back to the 40s on Monday. Right now, it's 6:22. It's 36 degrees.
The homework's due at 10 o'clock this morning. And barring the unforeseen, MPS and the city of Milwaukee are not prepared to turn it in.
Happening today.
Due in court later this morning, MPS and the city of Milwaukee as defendants in a lawsuit filed to force the state's largest public school system to abide by state law and put police officers back in schools. I'll play out the analogy for you in a moment, but first let's get you caught up on the details and the new twist in the case.
If they're not in the schools in the next 10 days, I will set a hearing and we will take up sanctions, contempt of court, and the allocation of all actual costs to the plaintiff's attorney to the plaintiff.
That is Judge David Borowski telling MPS and the city they had to get those officers in the schools within 10 days. Well, day 10 is here. The hearing is set for 10 o'clock this morning, and the city of Milwaukee has now filed a motion asking the judge for, quote, relief from judgment and or stay. Those are legal terms. What essentially it means is the city wants the judge to hit pause.
Right.
Give them more time to get this done without the aforementioned sanctions being applied. Judge Borowski has made very clear there is no question MPS and the city have been in violation of state law since January of last year when they were required to do this.
As of today, there's been no valid, lawful explanation for the continued ongoing violation of the law. And that's what this is, a continued ongoing violation of the law. I said it's going to stop. It's going to stop.
But it does not appear that it is going to stop today. New statement out from the Milwaukee City Attorney's Office in regards to that motion requesting this pause. The city has filed a motion seeking relief from Judge Borowski's order issued on that date. His order declared Milwaukee police officers should be deployed into Milwaukee Public Schools prior to the completion of the specific training required by state law. The city believes this decision places too much risk on city taxpayers and is counter to the best interests of the city, the individual officers, the school district, and the students and staff of the schools. It went on to suggest that they have officers or they're recruiting officers to take part in this training, but they haven't done that yet, or that hasn't fully materialized, and therefore they
need
can't
a little bit
comply.
more time. Yeah.
Yes. So the city is saying, okay, we're going to do it. We got cops, but we don't have school resource officers trained and ready to be deployed. I mentioned my analogy, and again, MPS was supposed to do this over a year ago. Isn't it like late homework? Follow me on this. Your paper was due. You didn't turn it in. Okay, teacher says it's late. I will give you 10 days from now to turn this thing in. Otherwise, it's an F. Like, you can turn it in late, but you have to turn it in 10 days. And then on day 9, you email the teacher and say, well, I've been looking at this here. It says I got to do an interview or cite 3 independent sources in my bibliography, and I had practice and other things. I did not have time to do that this week, so you need to give me still more time. You would expect the teacher at that point to say, yes, you should have thought of that at the beginning of the semester
right.
when I assigned this to you.
Right.
The old saying, poor planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part.
It does a grade, though.
Why are you cringing? This is a perfect analogy.
A grade in a class, is that the same as safety for students and or an officer?
No, it certainly is not. And I don't mean to suggest that, but isn't it at some point you have to set a deadline? And if your thing is, we didn't have time to do all this stuff. What have you been doing for the last year? You should have been training them for the last year. Now, I don't know what the judge is going to do. Slapping a bunch of sanctions on these folks, that doesn't help anyone.
Right.
I mean, maybe it moves things along.
Or if you're withholding money, if you're the state saying, hey, okay, how's that helping any of the kids here?
Doesn't help any of the kids. Right. But I tend to agree with Representative Donovan, who was in the Common Council for many, many years as an alderman and is now basically saying BS on this whole claim that, well, these guys aren't trained, whatever. I do accept that a school resource officer is a special type of police officer.
Sure.
And there are expectations and duties and other things where that added training is really beneficial to the students and to the officer as well. But we got cops. Putting a cop in the school could happen today. And to Representative Donovan's point, said, look, Chief Norman told me a year ago, we're set to go. Just say the word. But it seems, at least this morning, that Milwaukee is not ready to say the word. We'll see how it plays out in court. 10 a.m. start time at the county courthouse.
I take a dim view of elected officials thinking that they're above the law. They're not, at least in this court. So this is going to get resolved.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell another 188 points to 43,433. The Nasdaq was up nearly 50 to 19,075. S&P 500 largely flat, closed at 59.56. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Welcome to another episode of Find Your Career Rhythm, brought to you by the LAK Group, who help companies and professionals harness their true potential. LAK, discover your human advantage. Today, I'm joined by Mike Milstead, co-owner of LAK. And Mike, we were talking about a crazy stat. The average worker today spends less than 4 years at a job before leaving. That's the lowest it's been in 2 decades.
Yeah, generationally, it's even a bigger deal. We found younger workers are only spending about 2.8 years at a job, whereas boomers were spending right around 10 years.
So why do you think that is, Mike?
Well, millennials and Gen Z, they really view careers much differently and through a different lens. They see it less as job hopping, more as career exploration or development. With the rise of mergers and acquisitions reshaping company cultures, there's less emotional attachment to these organizations, and people tend to change more frequently.
So, Mike, that's got to be tough on companies. What can they do about it?
Well, at the LAK Group, we've identified several strategies companies can use to retain top talent through career development. The first we've seen is investing in employee growth. If your team is seeking new skills and opportunities, help them out with that, provide that to them so that they don't feel the need to look elsewhere. Secondly, prioritize flexibility by fostering a healthy work-life balance. Lastly, encourage internal mobility. By allowing your employees to explore new roles and career paths within your organization, you're really giving them a chance to switch jobs without leaving your company. These steps not only enhance retention, but also build a more engaged and loyal workforce.
So how can your team, Mike, at LAK help companies take advantage?
We offer culture-building programs aligning your leaders and internal processes to this opportunity. We also build customized leadership development programs and even have a new coaching-on-demand platform for younger workers because they really appreciate that it integrates professional coaching and AI to people when they need it.
Thanks, Mike. If you or your company, you're interested, you can head to LAK's website at transformingcareers.com. At 6:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, February 27th, our top story, a new wrinkle in the MPS SRO saga.
I'm Erik Bilstad, a shocking Hollywood death.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Still a quiet ride across the area. No major delays, just wet roads, making for an interesting ride. So just be extra careful as you're traveling around. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Isolated showers possible today. Maybe some wet snowflakes mixed in there as well. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a high of 43 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low down to 30. Milwaukee temp at 37 degrees.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Two-time Oscar winner Gene Hackman is dead. The Santa Fe County, New Mexico sheriff says they conducted a welfare check at Hackman's home Wednesday and found the 95-year-old along with his wife, Betsy Arakawa, and their dog. The office says foul play is not suspected. A Trump administration plan to hold off foreign aid is still ongoing, says ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
At issue, nearly $2 billion in foreign aid payments the administration has frozen. A lower court judge ordered the government to unfreeze those payments by midnight last night. But an order from Chief Justice John Roberts has now pushed back the deadline so the justices can consider the case.
A new White House memo directs federal agencies to prepare for large-scale reductions in staff. President Trump plans to meet with Ukrainian President Zelensky in Washington tomorrow to sign a minerals deal, giving the U.S. access to Ukrainian resources. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, as of today, 25 school resource officers should be in Milwaukee Public Schools as required by state law and ordered by Circuit Court Judge David Borowski. City of Milwaukee now asking the judge for a delay on that order until officers are properly trained. State Representative Bob Donovan saying that he's tired of the city not following state law, says SROs must be implemented or they could face consequences.
That is absolutely no excuse, and I hope to God Judge Borowski throws some people in jail for their contempt and their unwillingness to do the right thing and abide by the state law.
National Association of School Resource Officers telling WTMJ as of Wednesday, no MPD officers have enrolled in their training courses. Court hearing scheduled for 10 o'clock this morning.
More school safety training coming to Kenosha Unified. School psychologists, social workers, counselors going to receive a 2-day training course from the DOJ's office. This comes after 2 incidents involving a teenager bringing a firearm to school and 1 swatting incident in 4 months. Office School Safety Executive Director Trish Kilpin.
Kenosha is also a leader in the area of school threat assessment. They've developed a community coalition referred to as STACK that is a model practice.
So the district is looking to add controlled safety entrances to more of its schools. It's something the superintendent says would have been covered if the district's referendum had passed in the election last week.
Man is dead after a fire in Kenosha. Fire officials responded to 14th Avenue where they said flames had fully engulfed a camper trailer and extended to a house. Now, everybody who was in the house got out safely, but fire crews later found a man dead in the camper. Kenosha fire officials not releasing his identity at this time.
Milwaukee's former city attorney, Tierman Spencer, is accused of using his position for personal gain in a property dispute. He's now pleading not guilty. Judge ruled there's enough evidence for that case to go to trial. Now, Spencer's alleged to have used his public position to gain a dishonest advantage in a dispute with the Department of Neighborhood Services over a facility where his cars were stored.
A proposed vehicle registration tax in Shawano County rejected by the county board there. The proposed wheel tax would have asked county residents to pay an annual $20 on each vehicle. Those funds would then be used, they said, to help pay for road repairs and improvements. Now, county residents were against the tax to begin with. Most people, they say, in the city of Shawano already pay a $40 vehicle registration tax.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 634.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Coming up, is it a groundbreaking or a ribbon cutting?
Taxes was taxing. Now taxes is relaxing when you file for free.
I can file for free? TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition and get your maximum refund. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free.
Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort, offering small ship experiences with a shore excursion included in every port, and programs designed for cultural enrichment. Learn more at Viking.com.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. This is why good people and good culture should matter to anyone looking for an exterior remodeling company they can trust. It's going to be your experience and the end result that gives you peace of mind, because you'll know your work was done by people who care. We realized early on that if we were going to change the reputation of this industry for the better, that finding good workers that you could trust to do great work was going to be the key. We're attracting good people every day because we take care of our people. We want to make sure they feel important because they are. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too, with excellent customer service and high quality work. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 636.
A stunning buzzer beater in the Big Ten, and it's the Badgers' next opponent. We got sports at 6:45.
Big day today. Regarding
Isn't it always over there?
Yes, it's always a big day. This is actually something that is getting the attention, though, of some elected officials.
Happening today.
Yes, a groundbreaking of a very special storage facility at the Milwaukee airport.
Can I stop you there?
What? What's wrong?
What is this facility?
It's a state-of-the-art storage facility.
Okay.
At the airport.
Happening today.
Anything else, or is that the end of the story?
So the county executive is going to be
Okay.
there. The airport director is going to be there. I think the head of MMAC is going to be there.
It's a gold shovel.
It's not. Yeah, it's a groundbreaking. So it's not a ribbon cutting.
Two very different events.
But the press release says that
in the hierarchy of events and staged moments, I don't know which is higher, the groundbreaking or the ribbon cutting. I would suggest the ribbon cutting is a bigger deal.
You don't think this is a big deal?
Well, I think it's a big deal, and I'm for development at the airport. You lived in Milwaukee County almost my entire life. I'm a county resident. I live near the airport. Good news. But who goes to this?
Media invited to attend. Well,
why are they invited to attend?
Right, so they can get remarks from the airport director, the county executive, the MMAC president, followed by a ceremonial groundbreaking. Interview opportunities will be available following the program.
This comes on the heels of the ribbon cutting. Was it last week at the garage? The county built a new garage.
This is a state-of-the-art cargo facility. But you know what I would ask?
Okay.
If I were a dogged reporter and
Yes.
and sent to this news conference. I would ask
We'll
airport.
take some questions now. Yes, Eric?
Sir, there's been a lot of instances on the airports across the country. We've had issues in Washington at Reagan. We had an issue at Midway earlier this week at Chicago. Where are we right now in Milwaukee, Mitchell? Are you confident in the operations here? What needs to happen in order to get there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? That would be my question.
Yeah. Do you want to know what the answer to that question is? We're just here to talk about the groundbreaking
happening today.
See the gold shovels.
This is just a gold shovel thing.
I didn't expect to actually talk about news.
Anyway. So, that's
fine.
Today. Big day.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm for it. I think that's good.
Yes.
The airport is one of the things that's great happening in the county. Everybody loves our airport, so that's good. But just, I don't know. Sending out a lot of news releases for stuff that's not that big a deal. 6:39 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
At the Milwaukee Auto Show, we have a vehicle for almost everything. Off-roading, camper pulling, and kit hauling. The Auto Show has the largest selection of vehicles from different manufacturers all in one place. It's a must-attend for comparative shopping. Cars are complicated. The Auto Show is an easy way to get the knowledge you need so you can make informed buying decisions. At the Milwaukee Auto Show, we have a vehicle for almost everything, and we certainly have a vehicle for your thing. Baird Center, February 22nd through March 2nd. Buy tickets online, no added fees. AutoShowMilwaukee.com.
Happening today.
It's Vitrano for Annex Wealth. Now let's jump the shark. We can't use that anymore.
Well, okay, we'll pull back.
For Annex Wealth Management, you're navigating the world of investments, retirement, taxes, estate planning. That is a maze. Easy to get turned around, to lose your way, and then you get discouraged, and then sometimes you just don't do anything. That's where Annex steps in. They're a fee-only fiduciary, meaning their only focus is on your best interests. There are no hidden fees. There are no commissions, just skilled guidance that's tailored to your goals. The good folks at Annex, they guide you through this maze using the collective experience of specialized teams built to serve. Annex offers financial planning at every level. We say it every morning. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. They meet you where you're at. So if you're like me, long way to go before we hit retirement, or maybe you're already there, looking for a second opinion from your current partner who may not exactly be cutting it. Annex is ready to talk with you. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button. Headquarters in Brookfield, Mequon, Lake Country, Appleton, downtown, Madison, Naples, Florida, if you need it, Libertyville, Illinois. Contact them on Zoom via that method or schedule your own appointment today for a sit-down. That's Annex Wealth Management.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric, bestelect.com. Debbie.
All right, still nice and quiet around the area. Really not seeing any incidents other than a broken down vehicle on the ramp from Greenfield Avenue to northbound 894. That's not really even causing that much of a problem. So just keep your eyes open. The wet roads might be making things interesting. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Isolated chance for rain shower this morning and into this afternoon with breezy winds and high temperatures in the lower 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the lower 30s. As we head into Friday, partly sunny skies, mild and windy, gusts near 40 miles per hour with once again that small chance for rain shower and high temperatures in the lower 50s. Getting colder for Saturday, high temperatures upper 20s, mostly sunny skies. More sunshine for Sunday with high temperatures in the mid 30s, then increasing clouds on Monday with high temperatures back in the 40s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 37 degrees.
Time to honor an everyday hero. We here on Wisconsin's Morning News like to recognize everyday heroes. These are people who are just average John or Jane Does who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Azura Memory Care. Okay, so Vince, today we head to Wayne Township, New Jersey. Tracy Delator and her husband were at their home one evening when they noticed their 11-year-old son missing.
On Friday, February 14th at 6:40 p.m., our 11-year-old son, Matthew, who is autistic and nonverbal, escaped from our house. After a few minutes of looking for him, I called 911.
Yeah, Tracy immediately calls the cops. As you heard, nonverbal autistic outside. It's cold outside. Cops immediately show up. There are dogs, drones. One report said there were like 100 people looking for this child. Remember, it was cold, too.
So when Matthew's clothes get wet, he takes them off. He hates wearing wet clothes. So after walking for about 40 minutes, he realized that his feet were wet because he was walking in the snow.
Yeah. So he took off his shoes and his whatever shoes he took off his socks.
Yeah.
His pants got wet. He took off his pants. So that was Tracy talking to the Wayne Township Council about what happened to her son. Her son eventually made it to the backyard of someone's house. And that's where a 13-year-old named Christopher McHale comes in. He was just sitting in his room.
And Christopher McHale was in his bedroom when he heard sounds coming from his backyard, and it was Matthew.
So, you know, he's a seventh grader, and Tracy even explained this. She's like, he's a seventh grader. He could be doing anything on his phone, listening to music, whatever, playing a video game, and he heard something, and it was enough. Think about that now. Like, if you're in your room at home right now, at night, in the winter, you hearing anything outside?
Right, no.
This kid heard something enough where he told his mom about it.
Andrea turned on the outside light, and that's when they saw Matthew sitting in the snow with just a sweatshirt on. And his sweatshirt was pulled over his knees to his toes because he was freezing.
So they brought him in, treated him like one of their own. Christopher even got a cartoon on, got him some big blankets. They took care of him. And Tracy says it's this kid who saved her son's life.
And I think a lot of seventh graders would have ignored this sound and just continued doing whatever it was that they were doing. But Christopher did not ignore it. He went downstairs and he told his mom.
She calls him a hero. And he was honored at the Wayne Township Council meeting the other day. The cops were there. Everyone was clapping for him. Obviously an emotional moment, too. Here's what the police chief said.
In about 10 or 11 years, if you want a job, you want to be a police officer, we could use some good men and women.
Yes.
I don't know what your plans are for the future.
Officer Christopher McHale sounds good to me.
Right.
Thank you, Christopher, for being an everyday hero. For more on that video, you can text the word hero to the WTMJ Talk and text line 855-616-1620. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why, through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now, the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
Tired of staring at the same old garage door? You know, it's that door that makes the biggest impression because it's the biggest one to your house. We got a great opportunity for you to transform the look of your home. Lifetime Door Company wants to give away a door. They'll give you a chance to win a free garage door plus free installation. All you got to do is text GARAGE to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Take a picture of your garage door or get creative. Share with us a story about why you so desperately need one. Register to win, and you can pick the door of your dreams valued at up to $8,000. Text GARAGE, GARAGE, to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. For contest rules, visit the website, WTMJ.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Denver Nuggets in town tonight to face the Bucks, who had their winning streak snapped in Houston the other night. Bucks shoot around at 6 o'clock right here on WTMJ, with the tip time 7 o'clock at Fiserv Forum.
He's 17 years old, and he's dressing with the big league club. Jesus Maiden had his first at-bat of the spring with the Brewers, grounded out the third in his debut. So now, okay, got that out of the way. He's one of the top prospects. So everyone's excited about this Jackson Chourio 2.0. Apparently, he's ahead of schedule compared to where Chourio was at the same age.
Oh, my goodness.
Brewers
can't hit twice.
Oh,
like a teenage phenom. Come on.
You're going to hit a couple of times there. Brewers lose to the Dodgers 9-3. Infielder Vinny Capra did go yard again, by the way. Today, it's Aaron Savale on the hill as the Brewers take on the Royals. Now, pitching, of course, everyone's talking about pitching when it comes to spring training. And Aaron Ashby, looking for some consistency after last year.
Aaron Ashby's 2024 season was a roller coaster ride, ultimately finding his velocity at the end of the season in the bullpen, but coming up short in the playoffs.
In general, I viewed last season as a step in the right direction for myself as like a player for the Brewers. We ended healthy, back to where I was, if not better. You can't dwell too much. You'll just like suffer your whole baseball career if you like focus on one game.
You can hear our full conversation in the Brewers All Access podcast feed. I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Packers Brain Trust in Indianapolis this week, and teenagers hoping to make the NFL are putting on a show for league scouts, coaches, and general managers. The NFL Combine gets underway in earnest today. Draft is now just about 2 months away in Green Bay, of course. Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst asked whether that changes anything for him.
Yeah, no, having the draft in Green Bay really doesn't change anything for how we go about that. I mean,
did like he led with the yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
That's a good question, though.
I think it was Lance Allen who asked him, like, would you, like, just say you wanted to trade the first-round pick, but it's in Green Bay.
Right, you think Murph isn't like, hey, no. Can you keep it?
So he addressed that, said, like, no, it doesn't change anything. I'm doing my job. He is excited to have the draft in Green Bay.
It should be quite a scene. You know, they threw out some plans the other day, what it's going to look like. Yeah, I just think, obviously, I'm biased, but, you know, Green Bay is the mecca for football, and to have the draft come in there, I just, you know, give a lot of credit to Mark and his team for being able to accomplish that.
Got to stay at home, right? Sleeps in his own bed.
That'd be nice.
And that's a little better rest, right?
I don't know. War Room might have a cot or two in it.
Probably. Green Bay has the 23rd pick in the NFL draft coming up April 24th.
The only place to get this.
Lopez sends it back to Giannis, and Giannis staples it down with a big two-hand slam on a rack attack.
With some of this.
That's the bigger story, is, hey, the defense has exceeded expectations and outkicked the coverage, but how is the offense sitting where it is with Giannis and Damian Lillard on this group?
Get it all on Bucks Talk, your all-encompassing Milwaukee Bucks postgame show with Justin Garcia and Brandon Snide. Only heard here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
So we moved this, we changed that. We said, actually, what if we did this thing here? Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee. I'm describing the process that we're still in to some extent right now with my friends Katie and Dan at Inspired Closets. And this is exactly why you go with this local wife and husband team and not some internet closet company. Katie and Dan came to our home. They started by listening to my wife, listening to me about what we needed our front closet to do for us. Next step, measurements, pictures, 3D software goes to work. That's all at our kitchen table. Katie and Dan followed with options 1, 2, and 3, and then met with my wife and me again, this time out at the showroom in Waukesha to kind of tweak things even further. It's about this process. You want it done right. Cut the clutter, calm the chaos, and improve the look and function of your home. Tell them Vinny sent you. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
We're on the air in 3, 2...
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano.
John Mercure here.
Wait, does that car say Pella on the side? What's Gina Della doing here?
Sorry, I'm late.
We're on the air in 3, 2...
Recognize my voice? Get used to it.
Talk all things Windows, business, and being a boss in more ways than one with Gina Della for Pella's very own show right here on WTMJ. Starting February 1st, tune into What's the Difference every Saturday morning at 6:30 or stream anytime on WTMJ.com.
What a tease.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ forecast in a moment. First, let's take a look at the cars. Debbie.
All right, looking at a pretty good ride shaping up across the area. What is this, a Friday? What the? It's nice and quiet. We've got full freeway speeds pretty much all over the place. Wet roads, though, so you do want to be extra careful. Nothing in your way, though. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. On our way to a high of 43 degrees today. Could see some isolated showers, and some of them might have some wet snowflakes mixed in there. Low down to 30 tonight. Friday's high 51 under partly sunny skies. Maybe an isolated shower in the afternoon or evening. Saturday's high 29, 34 for the high on Sunday, and mostly sunny. Right now, 36 in Milwaukee.
Here's something you don't usually hear. Oftentimes, if you're going to be frustrated on an airplane, it might be because the guy next to you's got sandals on, or maybe takes his socks off. Dogs are barking.
Chews too loud.
Yeah, it's just not, according to Vince, not dressed appropriately. Doesn't have a blazer on.
I don't care what you wear.
Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Dewey, ESPN Milwaukee 94.5, joins us in studio. Jen, so this story, this Australian couple was forced to share their row of seats on their plane on a flight from Australia to Italy with a body.
And they couldn't get her through the aisle because her height was at armchair height. So they looked a bit frustrated, and then they just looked at me and saw seats were available beside me. My wife was on the other side. We were in a row of 4 by ourselves, and they just said to me, "Can you move over, please?" And I just said yes, no problem. And then
So they asked him to move over. This woman, poor woman, passes away on the flight. Passenger collapsed and died midway through. So they had this guy move over, and they put this woman next to him, covered her with a blanket for 4 hours. And the couple now is kind of saying, "Hey, can we get a little something for this?" Or ask, I don't know, not sure what they're asking for specifically, but unhappy that they had to sit next to this dead body.
I empathize. I feel badly
you love to fly
that this
already.
happened. But what else was the airline going to do, guys? Like, you can't just shove it out the window. You know what I mean? You can't put it in the cargo area. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even like to put pets down there, but they will, right? Like when you fly. I remember when we moved to Connecticut, whatever it was, 10 years ago now, and we brought our dog with us, and that was traumatizing for me because they put our dog down in the cargo area, and he did not enjoy that. But what else should the airline have done with a dead body? It is unfortunate all around, but I got to be honest, guys. It's most unfortunate for the person who died. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Have a little perspective, folks. So kick them some air miles, some sky miles, some whatever it is for this Australian, and let's move on.
It is interesting. The airline says they plan to contact a couple who at the very least want an apology and an explanation. But to your point,
well, now, hang on. Point of order. What seat was she in before?
It's a great question.
Why couldn't she just go back to her ticketed seat? I mean, this was her seat. Why did she have to be in this seat? I get it, just giving deference to the couple of, okay, she assumedly had a seat before. Why did we get selected?
They said they had an open row, right? It was him, his wife, and,
so
two other empty seats.
Two other.
So theoretically, and again, maybe this is a full flight otherwise, then you could put a seat between you. Again, yes, it is unfortunate. It is an uncomfortable 4 hours, but when you walk down the aisles of a hospital, I'm guessing you're walking past some dead bodies. When you go to a funeral, you are in the presence of a dead body, probably many, just not in your room. I think this is probably an overreaction by them. I think that the airline should say, "Hey, we are so sorry for these circumstances," but they didn't do it.
I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often, or that you don't hear stories of it more
How
often.
treacherous do you think flying is?
No, but
happens all the time.
No, what I mean,
lost another couple today.
No, I just think about how many flights there are every day, how many hours people spend in the air every day that occasionally,
I suppose
natural causes are going to occur. That's what I mean by not that they're parking them next to people all the time.
I do think, though, good airline PR or customer relations would have been, we understand you were inconvenienced in this way. Really appreciate your cooperation. Hey, we're going to kick you a couple of vouchers. You and your wife get a flight on us or something. Be proactive about it so these folks don't have to kind of slink around into the... we kind of like to hear from you.
So the only thing I will say about that is, and I agree, PR, they should have gotten in front of it. But then how many people do you extend that to? Hey, there was a dead body in front of me. Hey, there was a dead body behind me. Hey, there was a dead body adjacent to me. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden it goes from being just those two people to all the people who are in the general vicinity of the body.
Right. I didn't get my snack pack because the body was in the aisle.
Which, again, they didn't put it there.
Right.
They put it in the closet.
Well, you lost your mind on this. You already don't like to fly much. Can you imagine John? Now I got a dead person on my plane? 6:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee manufacturer Brady Corporation reduces its headcount by about 200 by closing plants in New York and China and laying off European employees. The reduction results from executives reviewing the company's global footprint, including where markets are down. The closure of a George Webb restaurant on Milwaukee's east side offers an opportunity for a new national chain to take over the space along Oakland Avenue. New concepts being sought for the location would be food options not yet offered in the neighborhood. Land's End majority shareholder Edward Lampert wants to see the lifestyle brand sold. Lampert said the request is intended to maximize shareholder value. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. If you're in or near retirement, you're facing one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. When to take Social Security? Should you claim it now or wait for a bigger benefit? The wrong decision could cost you tens of thousands of dollars in lost income. And once you lock in your choice, there's no do-over. The truth is, Social Security is more complicated than most people think. The age you file, your marital status, other income sources, all of it impacts how much you'll receive. And in today's economy with rising costs and uncertainty about future benefits, you need to make every dollar count. At Drake & Associates, we help hardworking Americans make smart decisions about retirement. Income is just one stop on your retirement-ready roadmap, and we'll help you navigate every turn so you can maximize your benefits and keep more of what you earned. Don't make this decision blindly. Get the facts and a plan today. Text SS to 414-897-9522 to claim your free retirement toolkit and a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready. Inside, you'll learn strategies to help optimize your Social Security, reduce taxes, and create a retirement income plan that works for you. But don't wait. These resources are only available while supplies last. Secure your future today. Text SS to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you retire with confidence.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
The Bucks aren't here to joke around with the Nuggets.
Giannis has it, crossing over on Jokic into a swarm of defenders and lays it in with the right hand anyway, just slashing his way to the cup.
Our coverage of the game starts tonight at 6 with Bucks Shoot Around. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 7:01, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, February 27th, our top story. Another decision looms for MPS SROs.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. Breaking news, a Hollywood acting titan passes away.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. So far, looking pretty good out on the roads. Volume starting to pick up a little bit, especially through the stadium interchange, but nothing major slowing you down pretty much anywhere. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, a high of 43 degrees today, mostly cloudy skies. Could see an isolated shower with some wet snowflakes mixed in. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low down to 30. Right now, Milwaukee temp at 35. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, deadline day once again for the City of Milwaukee and Milwaukee Public Schools to reach an agreement on school resource officers. A last-minute request now to delay SROs from entering MPS has been submitted by the Milwaukee City Attorney, Evan Goyke. State officials saying enough is enough.
I hope to God Judge Borowski throws some people in jail.
That's how angry State Representative Bob Donovan says he is after the City of Milwaukee asked Judge David Borowski to delay SROs, even though Donovan says Milwaukee police already have the training.
A year ago, Chief Norman told me MPD is ready to go with their officers in the schools. So what about that?
Donovan says if SROs are not added as of Thursday, he's pushing for a bill to revoke any more more state funding from going to MPS and the city of Milwaukee. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Hearing remains scheduled in Milwaukee County Court for 10 o'clock this morning.
Breaking news out of New Mexico this morning. Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, found dead in their home.
Whatever you do, don't sell that cow.
Gene Hackman rose to stardom in the 1967 film Bonnie and Clyde, a role which would earn him the first of 5 Academy Award nominations. He went on to bring home 2 Oscars for Best Actor in The French Connection in 1972, and then 2 decades later.
See what kind of books Mr. Beauchamp is packing here.
For Best Supporting Actor in Unforgiven, both roles bringing critical acclaim.
I think I've been very lucky that I've been offered quite a good variety of things to do. And
Michael George, CBS News, New York.
So a neighbor in Santa Fe had called police for a welfare check, saying they hadn't seen Hackman or his wife. They would show up and find them both and their dog as well dead, but have not given any other details as to what led to their death. They say foul play is not suspected.
President Trump saying new tariffs that he plans to implement will take effect as scheduled. News Nation's Robert Sherman.
The president said reciprocal tariffs are still a go for April 2nd. Tariffs on goods from Europe are an option that they may announce soon. And fentanyl-related tariffs from Mexico and Canada are set to take effect next week, pending review.
The president previously said those tariffs would be imposed on cars, computer chips, even oil and gas.
Elon Musk is the most talked about man in the country right now. So what's it like to work for this guy? Well, a native of Milwaukee knows.
Randy Knaflick of Milwaukee was the VP of HR at SpaceX in 2012. He left his job at Google to take the gig.
Many people thought I was crazy with someone who at the time really was only known within the tech community.
During an exclusive interview on Wisconsin's Midday News, Knaflick said going to SpaceX was quite the shift.
Elon was very intense, very different, and a level that I had, quite frankly, never had seen before in a leader.
Knaflick says everyone had to perform extremely well.
And so you always had to be on your game, and if you weren't, watch out.
Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
The Vatican reporting the Pope's health is improving slightly, but doctors suggest he is not out of the woods just yet. Errol Burnett from CBS News.
The Pope slept well last night, and the Vatican told reporters he's now resting. But the Pontiff has been hospitalized for 14 days by now, which is the longest hospitalization during his time as Pope.
The Pope is battling a bout of double pneumonia and continues to receive flows of supplemental oxygen.
Coming up, this outbreak is now deadly.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:05.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're a woman looking to take control of your financial future, you are not alone. Women are leading the way in business and managing household finances, but challenges still exist. That's why NX Wealth Management presents the Women in Wealth series every third Thursday. It'll empower you with knowledge and resources to succeed. Join us for collaborative discussions, community building, and learn about key areas of financial planning. Women in Wealth events are free every third Thursday. Sign up at annexwealth.com/events and bring a friend.
Abbey Window.
Interest rates are high, home values are up. Decided to stay in your home? Let's upgrade it with new windows and siding from Abbey Home. We can design fully customized new looks for your home with different profiles, styles, colors. The options are endless. Right now, get 20% off your entire project and qualify for the tax credits with our energy-efficient windows, doors, and siding. Go to myabbeyhome.com today. If somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
Gruber Law Office.
One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
This guy make roster decisions tough for our Milwaukee Brewers, and that's a good problem to have. We'll do it in sports at 7:15.
Police in Greendale are searching for the driver of a vehicle that sideswiped one of their squads. It happened Tuesday evening near Loomis and Grange. Greendale police searching for a gray Toyota Tundra or a Tacoma pickup truck. It's got to have some damage on the right side of it. Officers reminding the public the importance of using caution on the roads when you're driving past an emergency vehicle.
A disease declared vanquished 25 years ago has now taken a life for the first time in America since 2015.
The first cases were reported earlier this month in rural Gaines County. Now 124 cases have been confirmed across 9 counties, and while most have been mild,
measles is a deadly virus.
Pediatrician Dr. Laura Johnson says a red rash is only one symptom.
Encephalitis, swelling of the brain, blindness, other issues along that line that can also be a part of acute measles.
The single death so far was of a school-aged child who had not been vaccinated. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Happening now, Israel has begun releasing hundreds of Palestinian prisoners after identifying the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages received from Hamas. Linda Graystein in Jerusalem.
Hamas gave the bodies to the Red Cross, which transferred them to Israel. Israeli officials said 2 of them were killed while in Hamas captivity. Israel has begun releasing 620 Palestinian prisoners, including 71 who were sentenced to life imprisonment. Almost 100 of them will be deported outside the Palestinian territories.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:09.
Hey, it's the weekend. Take your family to the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Half your dinners are free, even on the weekend. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love the Fox and Hounds, my favorite place. The Friday fish fry is all you care to eat and one of the best. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. Choice steaks, delicious seafood, mouthwatering pasta. The pecan-crusted walleye is so good. All the entrees are buy one, get one free. Desserts, too. Including that chocolate cake. Buy one, get one free. De-stress with an old-fashioned, a Manhattan. They've got 20 great bourbons, over 100 fine wines, and those 8 elegant dining rooms with real wood-burning fireplaces. Fantastic. Saturday night, your second prime rib dinner is free, only at the Fox and Hounds. The magnificent Sunday brunch is all you can eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive through the Kettle Moraine for your free dinner right near Holy Hill. Call and reserve your free dinner this weekend. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:10.
It is looking still pretty good. Just have that disabled vehicle on the ramp from Greenfield Avenue to northbound 894. Pretty minor right now since it is out of traffic and it is on a ramp. The rest of the system right now is looking good. Volume's picking up through the stadium interchange, but I'm not seeing too many brake lights just yet. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Isolated chance for rain shower this morning and into this afternoon with breezy winds and high temperatures in the lower 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the lower 30s. As we head into Friday, partly sunny skies, mild and windy, gusts near 40 miles per hour with once again that small chance for rain shower and high temperatures in the lower 50s. Getting colder for Saturday, high temperatures upper 20s, mostly sunny skies. More sunshine for Sunday with high temperatures in the mid-30s, then increasing clouds on Monday with high temperatures back in the 40s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp now at 35 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Coming up on 7:12, we expect to learn more today about a new event that will pay homage to an old and beloved event that served our community well for decades.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
News conference set for later today. It's going to be at Wisconsin State Fair Park with Children's Wisconsin. And I expect that to be the announcement about a community event that will be the evolution of Al's Run.
Hi, Al McGuire. It's number 6 for Al's Run. And the kids of Wisconsin, I are truly grateful for your support.
Great Al McGuire, Basketball Hall of Fame, coach of the national champion Marquette Warriors, later broadcaster and founder of Al's Run in support of Children's Wisconsin. That was a clip from a commercial back in 1983.
Excellent.
Supporting the event, which had since become Briggs and Al's Run Walk. It was staged for some 40 years with the start and finish line on the Marquette campus, but it had declining numbers in participation even before COVID, and then just never really fully recovered after the pandemic shut it down. So early last year, we reported that Children's was going to move on and would not be staging that event in the future. The promise was that there would be this new event that would debut in fall of this year. The announcement today, according to a source at Children's, is going to be what that event is. So Children's had previously announced a date of September 13th. That's on their website. I don't know if that's still the date, but the announcement today, according to Children's, is a new community event in celebration of kids and families, which is kind of what they said it would ultimately evolve into, but we just don't know what that looks like. Is this a festival? Is it a run walk of some kind? Like, what's going on? I have to think if it's at State Fair Park, maybe there's some sort of community day. So I don't have information on the particulars. We will learn that at 10 o'clock today, but I do believe that this announcement later is going to be how do we move this forward, but change and evolve the event? I mean, it's hard. Sometimes you have to move on. Right, I think participation in Al's Run topped out at some 30,000 in the mid to late 80s and was down to about 10,000 towards the end.
And I hate to say this, but there are so many now. And that's not a bad thing that there are so many run walks, but there are so many to choose from. It's hard to make it to so many of them.
So I know a lot of folks who have ties to Marquette, who want to see Children's do well, and who have loved this event were kind of put off by the fact, well, you're not going to do Al's Run, but I think from Children's standpoint, the return on investment, how many hours are we spending putting this on? And if it's not as popular as it once was, can we reimagine something? So we should learn more about what exactly that will be today.
Hey, speaking of live major events, got some breaking news regarding another one. We'll do it in sports.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Brian Noonan. I've only been on this weight loss journey for 3 weeks. I've already lost 23 pounds thanks to the amazing team at Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've been eating healthier, drinking more water, and I feel a lot more energized. There's no better way to start the new year.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts. It's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love. This week's home improvement experts are senior real estate specialists Bruce and Jean Nemovitz from Bruce's team.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Bucks back at it at Fiserv Forum tonight. Denver Nuggets in town. 7 p.m. tip, and we'll get you started with Bucks shoot around here on WTMJ at 6.
Hey, breaking news. Just moments ago, it was announced. Remember Thanalysis Live last year at Potawatomi?
Great event. Super
Huge
cool.
event, right? All the guys that were there. Giannis, the whole team was there. Stephen A. Smith came. Well, it's coming back.
Let's go crazy. Analysis live event presented by Gruber Law Offices at the Potawatomi Casinos and Hotels. I can't wait. It's about to be
There's
crazy.
Thanasis right there, posting a video on social media. It's coming back. It looks like it'll be March 29th at Potawatomi again this year. And if you would like to get tickets, you can do so. We do have a link on our website. So if you just text the word Thanalysis, I'm just kidding. We'll make it easier than that for you.
Text Antetokounmpo.
Just text the word
Can you imagine?
Bucks. We'll go with Bucks.
Okay.
B-U-C-K-S.
That
Bucks.
we can spell.
Thanalysis. Text Bucks to Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talking Text Line 855-616-1620. We'll send you the link. It has all the details, and it has a link to buy the ticket. So exciting.
Super cool event. I mean, Giannis was loose just to see those guys kind of in their element,
right?
Sharing stories, and everybody I talked to who was there just enjoyed it immensely.
Thanalysis returns. He keeps on doing it, Vince. In the Brewers' 9-3 Cactus League loss to the Dodgers on Wednesday, infielder Vinny Capra hit another bomb. That's his third home run now of the spring. So if he keeps producing like this, what's the crew going to do?
3 hits, 3 homers. So far, Vinny Capra has had the hottest start of anybody in the Cactus League. Acting manager Ricky Weeks Jr. says this is all a bonus.
He's having a hell of a spring right now. He's seeing the ball well, obviously. Anytime you can drive the ball consistently, it's always good. That's not what we kind of want him to do, but that's just an added plus.
Capra's situation is difficult. He has to make the team outright, as the Brewers would risk losing him to the waiver wire.
You know, he just seemed differently this year. And on top of that, trying to make a team and trying to impress. Him being looser, I think it plays a big part as well.
From American Family Fields of Phoenix, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
NFL prospects begin trying to impress the scouts, the coaches, general managers today at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst.
Yeah, I'll talk to a few agents here and there. We have obviously a team of scouts and Russ that we'll talk to a lot.
Yeah, he kicks those guys. You talk to the agents. All right.
I'll talk to them.
Still a couple of weeks out from free agency, of course, opening up in the NFL, but nothing wrong with chatting it up with a few of those guys, see who's out there. Goody also saying this week, he's really, for him, his focus is the upcoming draft and these college kids who are looking to hear their names called.
Everything that they do here, just kind of immersing yourself in that to get to know these guys as well as you can. You don't have this opportunity again. This is kind of a 1 week. So to me, that's the priority.
And Packers had the 23rd pick in the NFL draft coming up on April 24th, of course, in Green Bay. Gutekunst asked if that aspect changes anything for him for his preparation. Answer to that question coming up at 7:45.
The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
What are you seeing in terms of availability and pricing, and has it impacted your poke restaurants?
Egg prices have been crazy right now. I've talked to a couple of our vendors, and they were joking we're entering at this time of the market, and I think things will level out in the next month or 1 to 3 months. I think by the time we open, it should be somewhat leveled out, and we'll figure it out.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin with a deal that is years in the making. 6 years, in fact. You take that long to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin project at 0% interest on your financing. Of course, we talk a lot about Pella Windows and Doors here, and you're going to get more than just those stunning windows and doors. You also get the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, Pella sells, Pella installs, and Pella services every product. 10-year labor warranty is always included. So you know your windows and doors are secure for years to come. They've got expert installers. They work year-round. In fact, we had work done on our front door. They put that thing in less than a day, and they did it in the middle of winter. If something ever goes wrong, Pella handles it ASAP because you're working with the same team start to finish. So why wait? Here's the Pella experience and this incredible deal, 0% interest on your financing for up to 6 years on your brand new Pella windows and doors. Certain restrictions do apply. Deal ends March 8th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet Spring Workwear event is going on now, and we have a great selection of quality workwear styles at unbeatable prices. Like 30% off men's work and sport pocket tees, $10.49 each. Save $10 on Ariat Rebar Made Tough work pants. New at Blaine's, men's brunch workwear apparel, 25% off. Plus, earn $30 in Carhartt bucks for every $125 spent on Carhartt gear. We've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
At 7:21, how do the roads look, Deb?
Well, eastbound 94 is a bit backed up from 84th Street to about Holly Road. Westbound's tightening up right through the stadium interchange itself. By the time you hit Mitchell Boulevard, you should be good to go. We do have southbound 41 slowing down in pockets pretty much south of Capitol Drive all the way to Mayfair Road. Northbound, actually it is southbound right just south of North Avenue. We do have a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder, so it's probably adding to your delays through that area as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Could see an isolated shower today, maybe mixing in with some snow. Cloudy, breezy, a high of 43. Tonight, cloudy, low of 30. Friday, another nice one. Sunny, mild, windy, a high of 51. There's a chance for a shower later on in the day tomorrow. Saturday cools off. Sunny, high of 29. Sunday, sunny, 34. Back in the 40s on Monday. Right now, it's 7:22. It's 35 degrees.
somebody whizzes by you, got a reckless driver or something like that, and you're like, oh, I sure hope there's a cop up there. You're like, never is, right? Oh, man, I really want this guy to get caught, right? Well, in this month's Driver's Ed with Debbie, our own Debbie Lazica, she's going to take a closer look at dash cams. You know, those cameras, you can mount them in some way on the dashboard of your car, and they're always recording, and how they can help sort of level the playing field out on the roads.
Okay. Tell me if this has happened to you. You're driving along, minding your own business, following all the traffic rules like I know you do, and bam, some yahoo comes up on the right shoulder and cuts you off to get ahead of you.
What an idiot.
Don't you just wish there was a way to catch these people in the act? Well, recently I fell into a YouTube rabbit hole watching dashcam videos and wondered, dashcams, are they really a thing? Well, according to Wisconsin Statute 346.88, they are legal as long as they don't obstruct your view of the road. So at least there's that. But you gotta wonder, have they always been a thing? Insurance Information Institute's Scott Holman says, sort of.
Dash cams have been used by law enforcement for decades. It started in the 1960s, but it's really only become popular with private drivers in the last 15 years. Right now, it's only estimated that maybe 10 to 18% of people use dashboard cameras while they're driving.
But that percentage is starting to climb because it could actually affect your insurance premium.
Some insurance companies may provide discounts by using dash cams. There's something called telematics that some insurance companies use to, if you have, say, a younger driver, you may qualify for a discount if you allow a camera to be put in that car that then sends messages back to the insurance company and to the parents to let everyone know how that young driver is doing.
Beyond being something that you can send into YouTube and get your 15 minutes of fame, dash cams have typically been used as impartial witnesses. And when things become a he said, she said situation, footage from dash cams can clarify things empirically.
The benefit of them is if something happens, if there is an accident, this can help provide information about what caused that accident, or at least provide some clarity for the situation at hand.
What about the folks who are always on the road? The trucking industry. How do they feel about dash cams? Craig Plewa, truck driving instructor at MATC in Oak Creek, says even when he was driving, it wasn't required equipment, but he went out and got one installed himself. Nowadays, it's a lot more common.
I think more and more trucking companies are beginning to have these as just regular equipment. It's in their own benefit. There's people that go out and cut in front of trucks and slam on the brakes so they get hit and can sue them. And if you have this on dash cam, it definitely helps your case in court when you can see it's an intentional act.
They're even talking about further technology.
They're actually eliminating the mirrors off the side of the trucks and having cameras so you can see inside the truck. You have no blind spots. You can see all the way around, and everything is recorded there too.
And we're not just talking about America either. Speaking with Michelle Cheney, who was a city bus driver in Sydney, Australia, I found out that dash cams are important there too.
I was driving along a motorway and a car in front of me braked suddenly, so I braked and I looked in the mirror and all I saw was the grille of a great big truck. Now I actually put my foot down and swerved to get out of the way. It then jackknifed, it slid across 3 lanes of traffic and missed every car in sight. Anyway, I thought it was quite interesting, so I came home and we have a YouTube channel in Australia called Dash Cams Australia, so I thought I'll just upload it to there and see what happens.
The next day, her friends called her up saying they saw her video on TV.
So obviously Channel 9 put it on their news about this lucky call that we had. It was very close.
Let's face it, when something happens, there are going to be multiple perspectives on what truly happened in that incident. How do you know what's true? Bottom line, dash cams can be an objective way to get a somewhat unbiased depiction of an incident, and you don't even have to put it up on YouTube. Debbie Lazica, WTMJ News.
One thing you hear more and more about is people trying to, commit insurance fraud or try to, like they'll back into you or they'll stop short, right? And then, I was hit, and then they want to file an insurance claim or whatever. And these dash cams are like, nope, here's what you did. Right, exactly. So good and timely piece by Debbie there. Was it Lori Nickel who was telling us she wants a dash cam, but she wants it for entertainment purposes? So I want to be able to share some of the lunacy that I see because I'm on the road a lot.
Right. See, both things can happen.
7:27 on Wisconsin's Morning News. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 188 points in trading on Wednesday to 43,433. The NASDAQ was up nearly 50 to 19,075. S&P 500 still just below 6,000 at 5956. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details on annexwealth.com.
So how would I describe our people? I'd say the people we set out to hire have to be smart, hardworking, and honest. Honesty being paramount of the three. Because honesty breeds integrity. And when you have integrity, you won't let yourself do anything less than your best. And that's who we're looking for. Character counts here, and integrity matters. And that's why it's easy for us to offer the industry's best lifetime workmanship warranty with every roof we sell. A rock-solid warranty like ours guarantees our reputation and assures your satisfaction. At Semper Fi, we do the right thing. We seize the moral high ground, and we hold it. And when you do that, you end up having a business that's going to last for generations. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Many times, patients have symptoms they didn't know were actually related to their airway breathing issues.
I was suffering from sinus issues, jaw issues, and neck pain. I guess I just kind of had my breaking point.
Unfortunately, this is typical. But until you get to the root of your problem, it's going to just persist. Fortunately, Jody took action, and the results were typical as well.
My quality of life is so different. But one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
Being able to breathe freely is life-changing, and the effects can go beyond that.
Sleeping better, having more energy, and it seemed as if all of those symptoms that I had just melted away.
And thank heavens for that, because at Advent, results are what drive us, helping you breathe well so you can live better.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
At 7:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Thursday, February 27th. Our top story, decision looming for SROs in Milwaukee schools.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A Hollywood titan and his wife found dead.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, slowing 41 from just south of Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. You're back on the brakes right around that North Avenue curve as well. Northbound looks clear. Southbound 43 also heavy from just south of Capitol Drive down past Burleigh, and eastbound on 94 slowing from 84th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Could see some wet snowflakes mixed in with isolated showers today, otherwise mostly cloudy. Breezy high of 43. Low down to 30 tonight, right now at 37.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. After an appellate court ruled the federal government must make foreign aid payments, the Supreme Court has paused that for now. ABC's Mary Bruce has details from outside of the court.
Overnight, Chief Justice John Roberts handing President Trump a win here at the court, at least temporarily, delaying a midnight deadline for the Trump administration to pay out nearly $2 billion in foreign aid. Roberts is now asking for a response from the aid groups by noon tomorrow, after which time the court will decide what comes next.
The Trump administration's directing all federal agencies to submit plans for large-scale layoffs and restructuring by March 13th. Two-time Oscar winner Gene Hackman is dead. The 95-year-old was found along with his wife and their dog dead in their New Mexico home. The local sheriff did not announce a cause. The measles outbreak in West Texas is now deadly. A school-age girl is the nation's first measles death since 2015. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the city of Milwaukee asking Milwaukee Circuit Court Judge David Borowski to delay the implementation of school resource officers in Milwaukee public schools. Now, State Representative Bob Donovan telling WTMJ that request is ridiculous. His Milwaukee Police Department is already trained on what to do.
A year ago, Chief Norman told me MPD is ready to go with their officers in the schools. So what about that? And I'll say another thing regarding the training. These training programs go on a regular basis throughout the year. They should have gotten these officers into that training before.
All parties due back in Judge Borowski's court at 10 o'clock this morning.
A former Milwaukee city attorney accused of using his position for personal gain is pleading not guilty.
Attorneys for Tierman Spencer tried again to throw the case against the former city attorney out Wednesday, but a judge ruled there is enough evidence for the case against Spencer to go to trial. Spencer is alleged to have used his public position to gain a dishonest advantage in a dispute with the Department of Neighborhood Services over a facility where his cars were stored on Milwaukee's north side. He faces a maximum penalty of more than 4 years in prison if convicted and will be back in court this April. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Still more of a mess for the embattled housing authority for the city of Milwaukee. Now a planned nominee to fill a vacant board seat. She's out. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson wanted to name Ramona Ramos for the position. Ramos has now withdrawn her name. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reporting Mayor Johnson blames the advocacy group Common Ground for Ramos withdrawing and contributing to dysfunction of the board. Earlier this week, the group sent a letter that was signed by more than 300 residents to the mayor's office expressing frustration with that nomination choice.
An update to a story we first told you about earlier this week on WTMJ. New details about the two people found dead in Franklin in a home. The victims, a 65-year-old man and a 66-year-old woman, found dead on the floor of a home near Drake and Mission. Police have not released the victims' names. There's no threat to the public.
Increasing safety at Kenosha Unified Schools after multiple threats involving a firearm and swatting incidents over the past several months. KUSD also evaluating physical security, things like controlled safety entrances. Here's the superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Weiss.
They're more than just adding a set of doors. Those were major remodeling. And the estimate we got was $12.5 million for those 7 schools. So that's not something that we can do right away.
Dr. Weiss indicating the referendum that did not pass would have covered those costs. In the meantime, KUSD is stationing a front door security monitor at all times.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34. Coming up, the search for answers in multiple Hollywood deaths.
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy on Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin, the buck stops here, the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. You know, I get a lot of questions about QC Kinetics treatments, people asking if they should consider it for their own joint pain. Well, here's how you know. If you answer yes to any of these questions. Is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees or hips or shoulders or other joints, trouble sleeping or walking? Do you want to avoid surgery, a long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? And most importantly, do you miss doing the things you love because joint pain is holding you back? If you answered yes to any of these questions, don't wait. Call now. Call QC Kinetics and ask for your free consultation and learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can help you get lasting relief. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
A stunning buzzer beater in the Big Ten, and it's the Badgers' next opponent. We got sports at 7:45.
Still trying to get our arms around a couple of Hollywood deaths in the past 24 hours. Michelle Trachtenberg, best known for like Gossip Girl and Buffy, and she was Harriet the Spy. She was 39 years old. She was found dead yesterday, and reports are she had recently had a liver transplant. No word on whether or not that led to her death. And then overnight, this story breaking out of Santa Fe, where Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, both found dead inside their home.
Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputies were sent to Hackman's mountainside home Wednesday afternoon to check on the welfare of the 95-year-old and his 64-year-old wife. At around 1:45 p.m., deputies found the couple dead, along with a dog. The cause of the couple's death has not been disclosed.
They say there's nothing suspicious there, though, and the public is not in any danger. That was ABC's Jim Ryan there.
Okay, so that tells you what?
Carbon monoxide,
right. First thing that came to my mind, something environmental, right?
Right, yeah, it would seem so because they didn't. They in one of the reports it was they could not determine an exact cause of death, which would eliminate like a murder-suicide. I'm
right.
sorry to
and
even
saying
speak
not,
that way, but right.
not suspicious,
yeah,
right?
Right. So, 5-time nominee for Oscars. He won 2 trophies, won 2 Oscars, 21 years apart for French Connection and for Unforgiven. What's your top 3? Can you think of 3 Gene Hackman movies, the best ones out there?
I don't know if they're his best work, but like the ones that speak to me. I mean, Superman when I was a kid was white hot. I mean, Lex Luthor, Miss Tessmacher, Otis. So that, I mean, got to say Hoosiers, Crimson Tide. Loved that film.
Oh yeah,
he's a great yeller. Said this before. He and Tom Hanks put him on the wall. No better yellers in film.
All right, gentlemen. He's got 1 barrel left. When he fires that, take out your pistols and shoot him down like the mangy scoundrel he is.
That was from Unforgiven. My personal favorite, Royal Tenenbaums. If you're looking for something different, he is hilarious in that movie. It's worth the watch.
Also was in Get Shorty. Played a strange character in that. Well, they were all strange in Get Shorty.
Isn't a lot of movies.
But right. What else did I just stumble on? I'm like, oh yeah, Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
I forgot.
Yes.
This news report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
Your home is more than a place. It's a reflection of you. Make it uniquely yours during Steinhoffel's Make It Your Own event. From bold statement pieces to timeless classics, find your perfect fit for your style. Personalize colors, fabrics to make every piece your own. Save up to $800, and with Steinhoffel's 18-month financing, making your room yours just got more affordable. The Make It Your Own event, only at Steinhoffels and steinhoffels.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
Acumen Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Acunet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
20 minutes before 8 o'clock. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
Some backups along southbound 43 right now coming in from right around at Hampton all the way down to Locust. So watch out for that. Eastbound 94, backups from before 84th Street through the stadium. The westbound side slows down right around 20th Street. Take you all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Oh, also eastbound 94 is slowing down right through the Barker Road area all the way to about Calhoun. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Isolated chance for rain shower this morning and into this afternoon with breezy winds and high temperatures in the lower 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the lower 30s. As we head into Friday, partly sunny skies, mild and windy, gusts near 40 miles per hour with once again that small chance for rain shower and high temperatures in the lower 50s. Getting colder for Saturday, high temperatures upper 20s, mostly sunny skies. More sunshine for Sunday with high temperatures in the mid 30s, then increasing clouds on Monday with high temperatures back in the 40s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 35 degrees. 742, Wisconsin's Morning News. We put this on your radar more than a week ago, this measles outbreak in Texas. is growing and has now claimed the life of a child. First measles death in the U.S. since 2015.
More than 120 people have been infected with measles in West Texas, largely spreading among rural Mennonite communities. Several measles cases have also been reported in New Mexico. Officials say there is no apparent link between the outbreaks, but experts are warning cases will likely spread beyond unvaccinated religious communities.
And it's ABC's Perry Russum. The fact that you have a child who's now died from this disease really ought to catch our attention. You have something like measles, which generations have not really dealt with. It was declared eradicated in the U.S. 25 years ago. So we have this tendency to look back and say, well, back in the day, people got measles and they got better and, everything was fine. Well, for many, that was true, but for many, it was not fine, because life-altering effects or even death. Before the vaccine, people got measles.
It really underscores that this is not a mild illness. It can be deadly. And while we did eliminate measles in 2000, these steadily declining vaccination rates are fueling outbreaks. And now we have a first death since 2015. Hospitalizations are climbing. We expect more cases in the coming weeks. This virus is not under control.
This virus is not under control. Dr. John Brownstein, he is an ABC News contributor. He has been, monitoring this outbreak. The vaccine, which is now administered in 2 doses, and it includes measles, mumps, and rubella. It's been administered since the early 1970s.
This virus is not under control, yet we have an amazing vaccine, the MMR, which is safe and effective and provides 97% lifetime protection from just 2 doses.
In terms of what it means for you, for your family, last measles case reported in Wisconsin was in Dane County last year. It was one case. We've had clusters pop up from time to time. I think Milwaukee had one in 2023. If you're vaccinated, highly unlikely that you could catch it. You heard the effectiveness, 97%. But there's still a 3% in there.
Right.
You got 100 people in a room, 3 could get it. So it's harder for infants before 1 year of age before you get that first dose, because they are exposed. They're completely at risk. So healthcare workers have not yet been able to contain the spread of this particular outbreak. They're concerned that it could spread to other states as well. So keep an eye on that one. 7:44 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Banks. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Abby Windows.
Is your bathroom stuck in the 90s? Sick of looking at that pink and brass? Then it's time for an upgrade. Abby Home can customize a new tub or shower conversion just for you. If you like the look of tile, but don't want the maintenance and issues that come with it, we're your perfect fit. We pull all the permits, take it down to the studs, and get you a whole new look in 2 days. Go to myabbyhome.com to learn more. Right now, get 0% interest for 24 months and get 20% off your project. If somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Denver Nuggets in town to face the Bucks, who had their winning streak snapped the other day in Houston. Bucks shoot around at 6 o'clock right here on WTMJ with a tip time at 7 at Fiserv Forum.
Hey, some big sports news broke earlier this morning. Remember Thanasis Live? Thanasis Antetokounmpo and his live podcast that he recorded at Potawatomi with his brother Giannis and all the other Bucks players, and that huge event. You were there.
Super cool event, and people were invited to buy tickets and to be a part of it. To a person, everybody I talked to that night who was there is like, this is amazing.
It's dropping again. Thanasis Live is returning March 29th at Potawatomi, and if you want to buy tickets, they just dropped it, so we do have a link on our website. Just text the word Bucks. Or Thanalysis. I'm just kidding. Don't text them.
Text Antetokounmpo.
Text Bucks. We're making it easy for you. Just text it 855-616-1620 to the Sounding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. To the Brewers now. He did get an at-bat. 17-year-old Jesus Maid, one of the hot prospects for your Milwaukee Brewers, grounded out the third in his one at-bat on Wednesday.
17.
He's 17 years old. The Brewers would lose the game 9-3 to the Dodgers. Infielder Vinny Capra hit another home run. Today, it's Aaron Savale on the hill as the Brewers take on the Royals. Now, pitching, of course, is the talk right now. It's spring training. Well, with Aaron Ashby looking for some more consistency this year.
Aaron Ashby's 2024 season was a roller coaster ride, ultimately finding his velocity at the end of the season in the bullpen, but coming up short in the playoffs.
In general, I viewed last season as a step in the right direction for myself as like a player for the Brewers. We ended healthy, back to where I was, if not better. You can't dwell too much. You'll just like suffer your whole baseball career if you like focus on one game.
You can hear our full conversation in the Brewers All Access podcast feed. I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Packers Brain Trust in Indianapolis this week as teenagers hoping to make the NFL put on a show for league scouts, coaches, and general managers. Combine gets underway in earnest today. NFL draft now just about 2 months away. Of course, it's in Green Bay. Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst was asked whether that kind of changes anything for him.
Yeah, no, having the draft in Green Bay really doesn't change anything for how we go about that. I mean,
I like that he threw in a no to start that. Yeah, nah.
Really? It doesn't at all.
Well, I think it was Lance Allen, who's now at CBS 58, who asked him, like, okay, you've got the first, your first round pick
in Green Bay.
Like, if you wanted to trade that pick, not that you would, but whatever, like, does that even factor into your, like, how can Green Bay, the host city, not have the first round pick
you think
on that
Murphy
night?
Would be like, hey, let's make sure we keep
I really need you to hang on to that there, Brian. No, Goody, no, that doesn't factor in anything. I see where you're going here. No, I'm going to make my decision on what's best for the team. He is excited to have it in Green Bay.
should be quite a scene. They threw out some plans the other day, what it's going to look like. Yeah, I just think obviously I'm biased, but Green Bay is the mecca for football, and to have the draft come in there, I just give a lot of credit to Mark and his team for being able to accomplish that.
Packers have the 23rd pick, if you're keeping score, in the NFL draft, and it starts April 24th. Here we go.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
Oh, my God.
The Soties.
Thanks for the pretzel, Coach.
No Corona! All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
At Kendor Marine, we have everything you need but the water. For over 50 years, boaters have found that to be true. Because when they've needed that old part they thought they'd never find, guess what? They found it here, along with everything else you need to keep your boat out there on the water. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey boaters!
Well, if you have an old boat, new boat, or in between, then Kendor Marine is a great place for you to shop. Because not only do we have all the parts and accessories you need for almost any kind of boat, we also have the expert advice that just about any boater is one day gonna need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
10 minutes before 8 o'clock. Debbie, what's happening?
Well, delays kicking in southbound 43 from before Hampton all the way down past Locust, almost to North Avenue, so careful with that. Northbound 4394 slowing down around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. Westbound 94, watch for delays from about 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. With the eastbound side, a big pocket of heavy traffic from about Springdale Road past Brookfield, past Brookfield Road, and then back on the brakes from 84th Street through the stadium. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Isolated shower possible, maybe mixed with some snow today. Cloudy, breezy, a high of 43. Tonight, cloudy, low of 30. Friday, sunny, mild, and windy, a high of 51. Could see some rain later on in the day tomorrow. Saturday, high of 29. Sunday, 34. Back in the 40s on Monday. Right now, it's 7:51. It's 35 degrees.
Idea Man.
I don't know how if somebody leaves a lunch pail out and you leave it in a common area, is that considered fair game?
Innovative.
If there's like 15 granola bars, I would think that they're fair game.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
But if there is a Caesar salad half eaten, I'm not 100% sure. What are you grabbing forks and everybody's just?
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Art Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Getting some texts here, fellas. The French Connection, very popular. Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, I forgot about this one. The Birdcage. Favorite Gene Hackman movies. Tausch, you got one?
I have two. I thought Gene Hackman, obviously, I'm guessing everybody is saying Hoosiers, right? Like as far as, the coach and Norm Dale. One of my favorite lines is, you slap in that little pocketbook and you say, my team is on the court. Just one of the great all-time sports movies. I can't remember the name of the movie. Enemy of the State with Will Smith. And, just think about how long ago that movie was made and how accurate that movie has been. And the fact that you can track people down and all of the digital footprint that you leave and all that stuff. That movie with Gene in it was scary at the time. And I think as time has elapsed, you're like, boy, if it was only there. That's kind of how I thought. So those are my two favorite Gene Hackman flicks.
More on the passing of Gene Hackman and the investigation into that coming up through the morning. All right, Tausch, got to talk about the NFL today, the Combine getting underway in earnest, and actually some stuff happening on the periphery. All of a sudden, this conversation about whether or not the Packers should and might possibly try to move cornerback Jair Alexander is sort of exploding. That sort of happens, though, when you get all these owners and GMs and coaches around each other. Conversations happen off to the side.
It does. This is the beginning of the next season. I know the Super Bowl ends and then kind of everybody takes a break outside of the scouting department. But what really happens down there is the agents start talking to the folks up in the front office, and you start getting a gauge. If the Green Bay Packers talk to a defensive end's agent and they're kind of, saying it but not saying it, oh, what do you think? What do you think the market's going to be for your guy? Well, I know we're kind of thinking that, we have some holes that we're trying to fill, and this might be one of those spots. And, I don't know. This is probably about where we're looking. So that's where you start getting the conversation going and opening up that pipeline of letting guys know we're interested, or letting other teams know, hey, you guys might think this guy's not available, but you know what? Let us know. So yeah, there's most people. It's the young players. You take all those measurables, you get all that information, start setting your draft board. But I think this is more so the free agency. A lot of these deals get done over the course of this week down at wolfing down that shrimp cocktail sauce down in Indianapolis.
So, Jair Alexander, will he be in a Green Bay Packers uniform next year?
No. And we spent a lot of our show yesterday talking about this, and I just wanted to, because Goody talked, I think, on Monday, and he was very evasive and not really saying much. Like, typically he'll say, yeah, we want this guy back. Whenever it's a we'll see, you say that to your kids and you immediately know no, we're not doing it. Oh, hey, can I go and get a horse? We'll see. Or you could just say, no, obviously we're not. That was the conversation. But I just wanted to remind my co-host, Jason Wilde, that remember last year at this time, Aaron Jones, is he going to be back? And the word absolutely was out of Goody's mouth. So I agree. I believe that Jair's going to move on. His salary and the fact that it just, it hasn't worked the last couple of years. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. And then the report from Rappaport comes out that he's, on the trading block. Everything points to him not. But just remember, last year, Aaron Jones, everything pointed to he would be back. Things change real quickly when it comes to, we want him back, but we want him back at our price tag.
These things are so delicate, Tausch, though. Like, if you put out there that you're looking to move a guy, and if you can't move him, you might cut him. Boy, you really don't have a lot of leverage then. Like, how can you get somebody to trade as opposed to just waiting for you to cut him?
Yeah, that's always the tricky part of kind of how you maneuver through this. And in Jair's case, he's got a big salary cap number coming out. He has not been able to stay healthy. So the one thing I would say is cornerback is such, and people always think it will be different. A change of scenery will change things. I don't envision them getting a day 1 or a day 2 pick out of Jair, but I do think there will be enough of a, we think we can get him as long as we be able to get the contract done that works. I think there's teams that will think Jair has played some really good football. If we could just figure out how to keep him healthy, he can make a difference for us. So I think somebody will take a flyer, but it's not going to be a high pick that's going to come back Green Bay's way.
Every girl thinks she's going to be the one to turn a cheating man straight. He won't cheat on me, though.
Typically doesn't work, but there's always that exception to every rule.
What's wrong?
At least that's what everybody
Eric's
tells
shaking me off over here like that was outlandish. No, he's cheated on his
Eric didn't
girlfriends, but I'm the one.
Eric didn't like that analogy.
No, he didn't.
Oh, fine, change the scenery. Fine, we'll see what happens.
Shaking me off over here, Tom.
I did not shake you off.
7:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Coach, need one more. My team's on the floor.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee manufacturer Brady Corporation reduces its headcount by about 200 by closing plants in New York and China and laying off European employees. The reduction results from executives reviewing the company's global footprint, including where markets are down. The closure of a George Webb restaurant on Milwaukee's east side offers an opportunity for a new national chain to take over the space along Oakland Avenue. New concepts being sought for the location would be food options not yet offered in the neighborhood. Land's End majority shareholder Edward Lampert wants to see the lifestyle brand sold. Lampert said the request is intended to maximize shareholder value. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
The Bucks aren't here to joke around with the Nuggets.
Giannis has it, crossing over on Jokic into a swarm of defenders and lays it in with the right hand anyway, just slashing his way to the cup.
Our coverage of the game starts tonight at 6 with Bucks Shoot Around. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, February 27th, our top story, Deadline Day Part 2 for MPS.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A Hollywood acting titan and his wife found dead.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Southbound 43 backing up from before Hampton all the way down through to about Center Street. Northbound's a little bit tight right around the North Avenue curve. Northbound 4394 also slowing down from the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. We've got eastbound 94 backing up from 76th Street past 35th, and then the westbound side slow from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 43 degrees today with an isolated shower possible. Might see a few wet snowflakes mixed in there. Breezy as well. Mostly cloudy tonight, low down to 30. Right now, Milwaukee's at 37 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, last-minute request to delay school resource officers from entering Milwaukee Public Schools has been filed. State officials say enough is enough.
I hope to God Judge Borowski throws some people in jail.
That's how angry State Representative Bob Donovan says he is after the City of Milwaukee asked Judge David Borowski to delay SROs, even though Donovan says Milwaukee police already have the training.
A year ago, Chief Norman told me MPD is ready to go with their officers in the schools. So what about that?
Donovan says if SROs are not added as of Thursday, he's pushing for a bill to revoke any more state funding from going to MPS and the City of Milwaukee. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Breaking news out of New Mexico this morning, where details remain scant, but legendary actor Gene Hackman, his wife, and their dog all found dead.
Gene Hackman and his wife, classical pianist Betsy Arakawa, moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico in 1991 and were often seen at the city's cultural events. Early this morning, Santa Fe County Sheriff Adan Mendoza confirmed that the 95-year-old Hackman, his 64-year-old wife, and their dog were all found dead in their home. Despite that, Mendoza says no foul play is suspected.
You brought him on my boat. Our man is down behind enemy lines.
In an acting career that spanned 4 decades, Gene Hackman won a trophy case filled with awards, including 2 Oscars. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Bed bugs, no heat, angry residents, now yet another issue for Milwaukee's embattled housing authority.
A nominee to fill a vacant Hackham board seat has now had a change of heart. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson planned to name Ramona Ramos for the position, but Ramos Wednesday withdrew her name from consideration, citing a risk to her reputation due to the housing authority's ongoing controversy. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports Mayor Johnson is blaming advocacy group Common Ground for Ramos withdrawing her name, as well as contributing to the dysfunction of the board. The group sent a letter this week to Mayor Johnson's office expressing its frustration with his nomination choice. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Happening today, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer meets with President Trump at the White House.
The Prime Minister's visit comes as the president has upended U.S. foreign policy, especially when it comes to the war in Ukraine. Starmer will try to persuade Trump to maintain support for Ukraine, even as the president has seemingly backed Russia, which invaded Ukraine. Starmer's visit to the White House follows a similar visit by French President Macron earlier this week, as European allies seek assurances that the U.S. still backs Europe as it deals with Russia's aggressive actions. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to finalize a rare minerals deal with the White House tomorrow when he visits.
Elon Musk, one of the most talked about people in the country right now, also the richest man in the world, and President Trump's most powerful advisors. What's it like to work for Elon Musk? A Milwaukee native knows.
Randy Knaflick of Milwaukee was the VP of HR at SpaceX in 2012. He left his job at Google to take the gig.
Many people thought I was crazy with someone who at the time really was only known within the tech community.
During an exclusive interview on Wisconsin's Midday News, Knaflick said going to SpaceX was quite the shift.
Elon was very intense, very different, and a level that I had, quite frankly, never had seen before in a leader.
Knaflick says everyone had to perform extremely well.
And so you always had to be on your game, and if you weren't, watch out.
Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
Coming up, preparing for a planetary parade. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Tech, Schoenbeck Crystal, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. In our award-winning showroom, you'll also find factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4, and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's, near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Let's take your inside living outside. Outdoor Living Unlimited puts cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:07.
Afternoon game for the Brewers once again in Arizona today. Our next Brewers broadcast is coming up this weekend. Meanwhile, pitcher Aaron Ashby embracing kind of an up-and-down 2024 as he gets set for this season.
Aaron Ashby's 2024 season was a roller coaster ride, ultimately finding his velocity at the end of the season in the bullpen, but coming up short in the playoffs.
In general, I viewed last season as a step in the right direction for myself as like a player for the Brewers. We ended healthy, back to where I was, if not better. You can't dwell too much. You'll just like suffer your whole baseball career if you like focus on one game.
You can hear our full conversation in the Brewers All Access podcast feed. I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
You've heard of the Olympics, you've heard of the X Games, but have you heard of the Florida Man Games?
Inspired by the unique and sometimes illegal talents of Floridians, the competition takes place Saturday in the Sunshine State. Pete Melfi is the event's founder.
So I thought, how do we turn this into an athletic competition and give people a chance to live the headlines without the jail time?
Events include the weaponized pool noodle mud duel and evading arrest obstacle course, featuring real police officers.
We practically had a waiting list of police officers that wanted to do this.
Florida women are also involved. The winning team takes home $5,000. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
I like that, without the threat of arrest.
Right.
8:08 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, there's free pizza today at the amazing Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love the free pizza days. Seriously, it's free. Coaches, managers, business owners, listen up. Check this out. Every Thursday, when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. Buy 2, get 2 free. Buy 10, get 10 free. You get it. Bring in your basketball, wrestling, hockey, gymnastics, volleyball team, or your club organization for free pizza after your practice or game. Your players are going to love that huge game room. It's super affordable team bonding. Bring in pizza today for your loyal employees. Half those pizzas are free. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and Oshkosh near the EAA. It's right off the interstate. Tons of seating, tons of close parking. Buy one pizza today, get one free. That's tons of value. Plenty to take home for tomorrow. Order now and pick it up shortly or dine in. A reminder, the Friday all-you-can-eat fish fry is just $7.99. Whoa, that's great value. Walk in today for your free Thursday pizza. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, AccuNet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
So, Debbie, apparently we're in line for what they're calling a conga line of planets coming soon. Are you aware of this?
I dig it, yes.
The 7 planets aligning in the night sky this week.
They're always pretty much aligned. However, they're showing up on the sky.
I see. Okay, they're calling it the Planetary Parade. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus all could be visible with clear skies.
I'm picturing Jupiter with a tuba.
Since it's in the parade.
Just saying.
Go ahead with the traffic.
Okay. Southbound 43 backing up from just before Hampton all the way down, pretty much to Center Street. Southbound 41's clear, so is the northbound side, so knock on wood, we should be good. We got eastbound, that didn't mean to rhyme there. Eastbound 94 backing up from about 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. The westbound side is tight right through the Stadium interchange, pretty much from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 43 degrees today under mostly cloudy skies, maybe some isolated showers, and if you get under one of those showers, might see a few snowflakes in there. But again, that High of 43 degrees, low down to 30 tonight, and looking at 51 degrees for your high on Friday.
Here's one for you. Someone suggested The Firm for Gene Hackman movies.
Is that the one with...
That's the one with Tom Cruise.
That's the one with Tom Cruise,
Yep.
right?
That's a good movie. It's different than the book, but still good.
Where they run a game on him and he ends up in trouble. And
well, he's part of a law firm.
Yeah. But then the firm gets him into trouble and try to... Anyway.
A couple other ones here that I've never heard of, I have to admit. Jeff from Fox Point texted in Narrow Margin and The Quick and the Dead. I'm not aware of The Quick and the Dead as a Gene Hackman flick.
And someone else mixing him up with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, we got a couple.
Or
of
maybe
those.
that was a contribution for greatest yellers in cinema history.
Yeah, Gene Hackman and Jack Nicholson. Is that what that is?
They're in there.
Okay.
8:12 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Homework's due at 10 o'clock this morning, and barring the unforeseen, MPS and the city of Milwaukee are not prepared to turn it in.
Happening today.
Due in court at 10 o'clock, MPS and the city of Milwaukee, they are defendants in a lawsuit filed in an effort to force the state's largest public school system to abide by state law and put police officers back in the schools. I'll lay out that analogy in further detail in a moment, but first, the new information, the new twist in the case.
If they're not in the schools in the next 10 days, I will set a hearing and we will take up sanctions, contempt of court, and the allocation of all actual costs to the plaintiff's attorney and to the plaintiff.
That is Judge David Borowski telling MPS and the city in court, you got to get these officers in your schools. You got to do it within 10 days. Day 10 is here. It's today. And that hearing is set for 10 o'clock in Judge Borowski's court. City of Milwaukee, however, filing a motion asking the judge for, quote, relief from judgment and or stay. Legal terms that essentially mean the city wants the judge to hit pause. We need more time on this. And we want to take more time without the aforementioned sanctions being applied, whatever those might be. As we kick off this discussion now, Judge Borowski has made very clear there is no question that MPS and the city have been in violation of state law. They've been in violation of the law since January 1st of last year when they were required to do this.
As of today, there's been no valid lawful explanation for the continued ongoing violation of the law. And that's what this is, a continued ongoing violation of the law. I said it's going to stop. It's going to stop.
But no indication that it's going to stop today.
And whether you like it or not, it is the law, and that's where the judge is coming down on.
In fact, he made a statement to that effect as well. Like, look, you guys can debate whether or not this was a good idea. I know a lot of folks were bent out of shape over this provision being put in one of those budget deals. Like, they feel it's Madison overreach. They feel it's Republicans bossing around largely Democrats.
Being debated.
And exactly what the judge said is that's fine if you hold that opinion. You should have worked that out before you accepted the deal. This is the deal. What I have in front of me as a judge is what the law is, and you're violating the law. Now, in terms of this latest twist, the city attorney's office did file that motion, and I'll read you some of the statement that Evan Goike's office did release. We filed a motion seeking relief from Judge Borowski's order. The city believes the decision places too much risk on city taxpayers and is counter to the best interests of the city, individual officers, the school district, and students and staff of the schools. They're making the argument that school resource officers or MPD officers have not been trained as SROs.
Okay.
And because they haven't had that training, we're not ready to throw them in the schools for an assortment of reasons. The city is saying, okay, we're going to do it. We got cops, obviously. We just don't have school resource officers ready to put into the schools. We'll address that in further detail in a moment. Let me get back to my analogy, which you have mixed feelings about. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Okay. So my analogy is like late homework. Your paper's due. It was assigned early in the semester. The semester has come and gone. Now we're in the second semester, and you never turned in your paper. And your teacher says, all right, it's late work, but I will accept it. But you have 10 days from now to turn this paper in. And then it comes up day 9, and you email the teacher and say, well, I'm looking at this assignment here. It says I got to have an interview, and I got to cite 3 sources in my bibliography, and I had practice, and I had this, and I had all these other things, and I didn't have time to do any of that. So, like, you need to give me more time. This is a really hard assignment. You would expect the teacher at that point to say, well, maybe you should have thought about that when I assigned it at the beginning of the semester.
I appreciate the analogy. I guess the difference being is that there's a dramatic difference between turning in a poorly written, not meeting all the guidelines essay that you get a bad grade on and rushing to throw officers. Okay. I mean, whether there's safety mechanism in place for the students and or the officer, you got to make sure that you're not putting someone in a place to fail, right? Could you make that
fair
argument?
To the school, and you're right, fair to the officer that
and especially to the students, and you're not putting everyone in a spot where it's gonna. Okay, let's not rush it, I guess would be the difference.
No, my analogy is perfect and exactly right. But no, you're right about that. They're different things.
You're also right because you make a good point because of what Representative Donovan just said about this whole thing.
Do you have that? So. Bob Donovan, who was a longtime Milwaukee Common Council member, you remember, he retired from the Common Council, but then ran for state office. He's a member of the state assembly now and obviously knows the city well and said, no, this business about these guys aren't trained to be in schools, he's not buying it.
That's what he tells WTMJ.
A year ago, Chief Norman told me MPD is ready to go with their officers in the schools. So what about that? And I'll say another thing regarding the training. These training programs go on a regular basis throughout the year. They should have gotten these officers into that training before.
And, you also point out, too, and I think you're right, that, an officer knows how to be a cop.
Yes.
So if you had to scramble to do something where if a cop said, hey, need you at X high school or this place, B high school for the day or whatever, pretty sure that officer could handle that.
Yes. And I also acknowledge, and because my dad was an administrator, my stepmom were administrators at Tosa East, they had a lot of contact with the school resource officers there over the years. My wife was a teacher and all that. So I've known some great SROs, and I completely acknowledge there is a difference between being a traffic cop and a school resource officer. I think this training is valuable. It would help the officer, would help the students, it would help the school. Everybody would benefit from that specialized training. But yes, to the point that you just raised, but to fulfill the judge's order, could we not throw some cops in there right now and have them do cop things? Or at least even be available in the school to take care of this while that training is underway. And also, oh, by the way, we're more than a year removed from this being the law. Why didn't somebody get trained a year ago? 6 months ago? 6 weeks ago? There's no effort to start this at all? What's the judge supposed to do?
And there's no indication that this judge is going to bend. You made that point last week. This is the worst judge that you would have wanted to have in this instance. He's not going to bend.
Well, we'll see what he does at 10 o'clock this morning.
I take a dim view of elected officials thinking that they're above the law. They're not, at least in this court. So this is going to get resolved.
At 8:20, how do the roads look, Debbie?
Well, we've got some delays on eastbound 94 from about 76th Street through the Stadium interchange. The westbound side has cleared up nicely, so we're looking good. Southbound 43 a little bit backed up from Hampton all the way down towards the Center Street area. And then 41 northbound right about at Burleigh. Off on the right shoulder, broken down vehicle there. Otherwise, everything else is rolling along fine. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Much like a 10-piece from McDonald's,
fancy sauce. Brennan really likes with his chicken nuggets.
The nuggets are crispy on the outside.
Can I have fancy sauce? I'm using it right now.
But soft on the inside. The Nuggets head to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks.
Kuzma fires up a three, top of the arc, and he plants it right in the heart of the cylinder.
Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here for Kohler Services. Hey, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time that you can turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. Care for what? Well, it is their Kohler Luckstone shower portfolio. Luckstone is their crushed stone material that they make the walls out of, makes it look just like marble at a fraction of the cost of the real thing. And it is gorgeous, durable, and really easy to design. Obviously, folks came out, they measured my home, and were able to design the bathroom right in front of me, so I know exactly what it's going to look like. come time when they are going to be doing the work. I am so excited about this. So if it's time for you to do this, well, hey, here we go. This month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and free shower door with your Luckstone shower remodel. Just got to visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Heiser's Snowy Roads Sweetheart Prices Sales event is happening now. Remaining 2024 models are priced to go. Looking for a vehicle that can handle our wintry roads? Get yourself a reliable all-wheel drive that can handle anything winter throws at you. With heated seats to top safety features and our exclusive Safe and Sound program, which includes roadside assistance for life, our vehicles are built to keep you cozy with peace of mind, even when the roads get slick. But hurry, our 2024 models are almost gone. So visit Heiser.com today.
See dealer for complete details.
$8:23 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Want to share this with you. We do expect to learn more today about a new event that pays homage to an old and beloved event here in Milwaukee that served our community well for decades.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
News conference set for later today, about an hour and a half from now. It's going to be at Wisconsin State Fair Park with Children's Wisconsin. And I expect that to be the announcement about a community event that will be the evolution of Al's Run.
Hi, Al McGuire. It's number 6 for Al's Run. And the kids of Wisconsin, I are truly grateful for your support.
That old spot. Al McGuire, Basketball Hall of Fame, coach of the national champion Marquette Warriors, later broadcaster and founder of Al's Run in support of then Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, now just called Children's Wisconsin. That was a clip from a commercial back in '83 supporting the event. What did he say at that point? 6 years, my 6th year. So the event was later called Briggs and Al's Run and Walk. Briggs and Stratton became a major sponsor, like a headlining sponsor, but it was staged for some 40 years. Starting line, I know, and maybe even the finish line, I think, were both at Marquette on campus at Wisconsin Avenue.
I
never did it.
it.
I covered it as a reporter.
My wife and I did it once or twice way back in the day.
Was it when they had like 30,000 people? Like when it was at its zenith?
Seemed like there were a lot of people.
Well, it had declining numbers in participation even before COVID, and just really never recovered from the 1-2 punch that was. Early last year, we reported that Children's had plans to move on and would not stage the event moving forward. The promise was we're going to have a new event. We're going to create something new. It's not going to be a run-walk necessarily. It's just going to be something new, and that they would debut it in the fall of this year. That announcement I expect to be today. According to a source at Children's, that's going to be what this announcement is.
Okay.
Later today at State Fair Park. Children's had previously announced a date. In fact, it's still on their website. September 13th is when the new event is, but they haven't said what that's going to be. I don't know if that's still the date, but we do expect those additional details of what it might be. I think being that it's out at State Fair Park today, connect that dot. Maybe there's some sort of community day at the park, events, rides.
Now, you could do some
health
type
fair.
Of run-walk there as well, right?
I suppose if you wanted to have a walk around the track or something like that, if you wanted to still do that part of it. This is a hard one because, especially in our town, like we hang on to those things that we love.
Of course.
Everybody loves Al McGuire, his family, what they put into that event, how they created it, what it became. I think this is one of those things like we do the stories all the time. Well, a popular restaurant is closing. Like, popular? Why is it closing then? When's the last time you were there? Well, years ago. Well,
That is why.
sometimes things, and this is coming from me, lifelong Milwaukee guy, sometimes things do need to evolve move on. And I think that's where Children's was at as they looked at return on investment. What we really want to do here is help kids. We want to fund as much money for research and for the care of our children across the state. And if it was no longer getting the return on the investment of time and planning and all of those things, maybe time to evolve the event or move on entirely. So sounds like we'll learn about all of the particulars at 10 o'clock this morning. But nonetheless, sometimes you just got to do something different. We'll find out exactly how different that is a little bit later.
We added a new feature this year, a 3-mile walk, led by my wife, Pat.
We walkers thought we'd join in the fun this year to help support the intensive care unit at Children's Hospital.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true. But offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works. Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. Are you wondering if you've saved enough to retire? Maybe you're not sure when the right time is to retire. Well, here's what you do. You don't leave it to guesswork. Get a plan. Since 2002, Drake & Associates has been guiding good people to make great decisions about their retirement. Their team helps people just like you to create a roadmap to retirement, offering comprehensive, holistic planning through their exclusive retirement roadmap. And right now, they're giving away a complimentary retirement toolkit. It includes Tony Drake's book, Get Retirement Ready, and 5 essential guides covering every key piece of your retirement plan. Don't wait. Call or text Drake, D-R-A-K-E, to 414-400-4692 to claim your free copy today. That's Drake to 414-400-4692 and secure your retirement future now.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
I haven't had anything to eat for days, and being hungry hurts.
Going without oil changes can destroy your engine, but it doesn't compare to the effect of going without food. That's why the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee is determined to make sure no one goes to bed hungry. Through March 1st, they'll donate $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has donated over $890,000, providing more than 2.6 million meals to people across southeast Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. And with today's ongoing challenges, the need is greater than ever. So help the hungry while helping your vehicle. Get your oil changed by Adam Dealer Factory Trained Techs at a price as low or lower than independent shops. Visit an Adam member dealer near you.
For a list of participating dealers, visit adamm.com.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 5-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
8:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Thursday, February 27th. Our top story, decision looming on SROs in Milwaukee schools.
I'm Erik Bilstad, an acting legend and his wife found dead.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, southbound on 43, slowing down just south of Hampton, taking you all the way down almost to North Avenue, so careful with that. Northbound's clear. Westbound 94 looking good from the zoo all the way to from the Marquette to the zoo. Eastbound's a little slower from 76th Street all the way to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 43 degrees today under mostly cloudy skies. Could see an isolated shower with some snowflakes mixed in. Mostly cloudy tonight, low down to 30. Right now, Milwaukee temp at 37. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, as of today, 25 Milwaukee police officers should be in Milwaukee Public Schools as resource officers. It was ordered by Circuit Court Judge David Borowski. City of Milwaukee now asking the judge to delay that order until officers are properly trained. State Representative Bob Donovan, former Milwaukee alderman, saying he is tired of the city not following state law, says SROs must be put in the schools.
That is absolutely no excuse, and I hope to God Judge Borowski throws some people in jail for their contempt and their unwillingness to do the right thing and abide by the state law.
There's apparently been no attempt at even getting the officers trained. The National Association of School Resource Officers tells WTMJ as of Wednesday, no Milwaukee police officers have enrolled in their training courses. Hearing set for 10 a.m.
We expect to learn more details today out of New Mexico following the breaking news we woke up to regarding the death of Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife. ABC's Jim Ryan.
So far, the only statement from the Santa Fe Sheriff's Office is a cryptic foul play is not suspected in the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa. Sheriff Adon Mendoza noted in his email this morning that the couple's dog also was found dead in the home that Hackman and Arakawa had shared since the early 90s.
As of now, they have not said exactly what they feel caused those deaths.
Bed bugs, no heat, angry residents. Now yet another issue for Milwaukee's embattled housing authority. The mayor planned to name Ramona Ramos to fill a vacant HOCM board seat, but Ramos has now withdrawn her name. She's out. Milwaukee Journal Sentinel reports Mayor Johnson blames the advocacy group Common Ground for Ramos withdrawing and contributing to the dysfunction of the board. Earlier this week, the group sent a letter signed by more than 300 residents to the mayor's office expressing frustration with his nomination choice.
A former Milwaukee city attorney is accused of using his position for personal gain in a property dispute, and he now will head to trial. Tierman Spencer, alleged to have used his public position to gain a, quote, dishonest advantage in a dispute with the Department of Neighborhood Services over a facility where he kept his cars. Judge now ruling there is enough evidence for that case against Tierman Spencer to move to trial, despite a push by Spencer's attorney to once again have it thrown out.
An update to a story that we've been following this week here on WTMJ. New information about two people who were found dead of gunshot injuries in a Franklin home Tuesday. Now know the victims were a 65-year-old man and a 66-year-old woman. They were found dead near Drake Lane and Mission Hills. Police are not yet releasing the victims' names, but they do say there is no threat to the public.
Also in Kenosha, man is dead after a camper fire there. Fire officials responded to 14th Avenue where flames had engulfed a camper trailer. It then moved on to the house. Everyone in the house were able to get out safely. However, crews did find a dead adult male in the camper. Kenosha fire crews are not releasing his identity.
The latest look at the weekly unemployment claims hints at a softening job market. ABC's Jim Ryan.
In the week leading up to February 22nd, 242,000 claims were filed for jobless benefits. That's 22,000 more than the week before and the highest count since October. Federal employees terminated by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency are not reflected in the weekly number, but Washington, D.C. did show a 26% jump in filings for jobless benefits.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Just off the opening bell, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up over 100 points so far at 43,540. S&P 500 at 59.86. That's up 30 points. The NASDAQ climbing more than 150 to 19,228. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:35.
Traffic sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. It's bestelect.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
Coming up, is it a groundbreaking or is it a ribbon cutting?
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. This is why good people and good culture should matter to anyone looking for an exterior remodeling company they can trust. It's going to be your experience and the end result that gives you peace of mind, because you'll know your work was done by people who care. We realized early on that if we were going to change the reputation of this industry for the better, that finding good workers that you could trust to do great work was going to be the key. We're attracting good people every day because we take care of our people. We want to make sure they feel important, because they are. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too, with excellent customer service and high-quality work. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
8:37 on Wisconsin's Morning News. You asked an interesting question as we went to break.
What is the difference between a groundbreaking and a ribbon cutting? Is there one?
And on the hierarchy of which is more important, I mean, the difference is obvious. One, we're starting. The other is we're opening.
Okay, but still both are a celebration.
Yes. I would say the ribbon cutting is a bigger deal.
Okay. Well, big day today by the airport.
Happening today.
That's right.
Opening a new concourse?
A new state-of-the-art cargo facility. No? Doesn't do it for you?
I don't know.
Do I need to play it again?
There.
Happening today.
Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport, together with Crow Holdings, will host a groundbreaking ceremony for its new state-of-the-art cargo facility this afternoon. The airport director will be there. The county executive will be there. MMAC will be there, followed by a ceremonial groundbreaking. Interview opportunities will also be available.
So you're going to put stuff in here, huh? Yeah, it's going to be great.
Media is invited to
shovels?
Go. Well, I don't know. Do you do gold?
Got to have a gold shovel at the groundbreaking.
State of the art.
Yes.
Cargo facility.
ITs, and honestly, if you ask me, I think this is good. It's a good thing.
It's a phenomenal thing.
It's great. It shows that commerce and there's growth at the airport, and folks of the things that the county administers, the airport is done pretty well. A lot of folks really happy with it. So I'm for it. I just question the need for like a groundbreaking.
You don't think
because didn't the county, was it last week or the week before, they had a ribbon cutting for a garage?
Yeah, I think Crowley was at that too.
Yeah, just like, hey, guys, like, you should be doing these things. They're good and positive, but I don't know, maybe send me a picture, but you don't have to invite me.
Vince,
I don't need to be there.
Vince, I want more transparency. Vitrano over here now all of a sudden doesn't want transparency.
I don't want to have to go. You don't have to invite me.
Well, for something
just
like this.
Tell me you did it.
I mean, there'll be some B-roll. You'll see it on TV later. You'll see the camera pan.
You for sure will.
Of where it's going to be built, right? You'll see the shovels.
Here's some video of an empty space. That's where the building is going to go.
But there is something you could get out of going to this event.
Okay.
Don't you believe? I mean, if I were covering this event today.
All right, yes.
Get some FaceTime with the airport director. You know, airlines have been in the news quite a bit. Airports have been in the news quite a bit lately.
I see you working here.
Just had a situation here at Midway in Chicago where you had a plane driving in front of another plane that was landing. That just happened a couple of days ago. We had that issue at Reagan with the Black Hawk.
So you want to pull aside. You want to be, okay, these people are going to be made available. I know where they're at, and they expect to be interviewed. So I want to, this is all well and good with your groundbreaking, but I want to ask you about this other stuff.
As the director, the airport
journalism tactic.
As the airport director, covers all things airport. Not all of them are directly under his purview, but everything is under his authority, right? What about TSA? What about air traffic controllers? What about all the, we're hearing all different things about different jobs being eliminated. How is that affecting you, if at all? Maybe it's not at all, which would also be newsworthy.
I think you're now no longer invited to the groundbreaking.
An email. Listen, this is no longer happening, at least for you,
Your
Erik.
credential has been revoked. 841 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Go ahead, Debbie.
Okay. Southbound on 41, we've got actually a great ride shaping up. No major delays. The northbound's as well. Southbound 43 a little tight from Capitol Drive down past Locust. Eastbound 94, you're seeing delays from just before 76th Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange to 35th. Westbound side's clear and all the way around the block on the bypass. Also looking just fine. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car, better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Abby Home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Time to save you some money. Shopco Optical, the name I know and trust for vision exams and for my glasses. It's all in one location with discounts galore. So, anytime you buy one pair of glasses at Shopco Optical, each additional pair is 50% off. That deal's always running. But there are other great ways to save. You go to shopco.com, click on the special offers page. Right now, there are more than half a dozen other offers, many of them for big savings on contact lenses, like hundreds of dollars off. If that's your thing, you can put your eye care benefits to work, use your FSA dollars, and now with your better vision, you'll see big savings too. Call Shopco Optical or get started online at shopco.com to schedule an appointment.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet Spring Workwear event is going on now, and we have a great selection of quality workwear styles at unbeatable prices. Like 30% off men's work and sport sweatshirts. Save $100 on select men's Keen utility work boots. $59.99 while supplies last. New at Blaine's, men's Brunt workwear apparel 25% off. Plus, earn $30 in Carhartt bucks for every $125 spent on Carhartt gear. We've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
A lot of questions this morning, Vince, that we expect to get more details about regarding the death of Gene Hackman. It's happened overnight. So Gene Hackman was 95 years old. So when you first hear that, this acting legend has passed away, okay, well, he was 95. But it's the manner of which he died, which is kind of confusing. Right now, all we know is that Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, were both found dead inside their home along with their dog.
Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputies were sent to Hackman's mountainside home Wednesday afternoon to check on the welfare of the 95-year-old and his 64-year-old wife. At around 1:45 p.m., deputies found the couple dead, along with a dog. The cause of the couple's death has not been disclosed.
Yeah, so no word at the moment what led to that. Of course, there's some speculation. Could it have been carbon monoxide or something like that? But as of now...
First thing I thought of
right?
when you hear that, or at least something environmental.
Right.
Right.
If the dog as well. They obviously, if something nefarious would have had happened, they would have said that. And they say there is nothing to suggest they know what their deaths were related to, so that would indicate environmental, like you're saying.
Nonetheless, that's part one of the story. Part two of the story then is all of the remembrances, all of the everybody's favorite movie. What was his best movie? The arguments and
there's some great
cases made for this one was better than that one.
We got some great ones that have been coming in on the Siding Unlimited WDTMJ Talking text line 855-616-1620. Mississippi Burning. That was a phenomenal movie. The Replacements. Keanu Reeves movie right there.
Oh, I forgot. That's right.
A lot of people saying The French Connection. Let's see here. Poseidon Adventure is on there. The Quick and the Dead is on there. Unforgiven. Birdcage has gotten some love here. A lot of people texting in the Birdcage. What do you think of when you're thinking Gene Hackman movie? What movie are you thinking of?
First thought goes to childhood, and Superman was white hot when that was out. Christopher Reeve, and he was, of course, Lex Luthor.
Yep.
And I remember as a kid, and again, a Gene Hackman thing that he's known for is I think he's a phenomenal yeller. He's top 5 in Hollywood history as someone who you want to hear yell. But as a kid, man, I was scared of the guy. Miss Tessbacher!
He was a
Miss Tessbacher!
Phenomenal villain.
I told you. That's kryptonite, Superman. A little souvenir from the old hometown. I've spared no expense to make you feel right at home.
Yeah, that's so great, right? A little souvenir from the old hometown.
But really, the
Superman is wearing it around his neck. He's at the bottom of Lex Luthor's pool.
The easy one is Hoosiers, right? That's the easy pick.
I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners. Okay?
So he's a 5-time nominee for an Academy Award. He won 2 Oscars. They were 20 years apart. He won for The French Connection, and then 21 years later, he won for Unforgiven. And speaking of the Oscars, what do you do if you're the producer of the Academy Awards? They are Sunday. He's on that short list of actors who deserves a good 5 minutes, right? When they pass.
Yeah. Did he ever get a Lifetime Achievement Award
That's
from the
a
Oscars?
good question.
They have that. I mean, now it would have to be posthumous, but exactly. This isn't a name that's listed among the in memoriam, which they do every year. They run sort of a graphic or maybe play a little clip. You're right. This is a segment.
Do you think the producers are you got to be kidding me?
Right. The show's done. It's ready to go. We're rehearsing the show.
Right. And this is different than breaking news where you just go with the flow and you got to change things. This is they have that thing down to the minute. They try to anyway because they can't
already always too long.
Right.
Right. And they're really conscious about that.
And even that Michelle Trachtenberg, that news came out of nowhere. The Gossip Girl actress from yesterday, she was just 39.
Do you cut something? What do you cut?
Do you cut a producer from the 70s who has passed away? Someone you don't know?
You'd have to cut a whole segment. If you want to do 5 minutes on Gene Hackman, you want to do a video tribute that's 1 minute to 2 minutes.
I think you just got to add it. But who do you find? Dustin Hoffman? Who do you get to do the... I mean, all of this stuff comes into play when you're producing this stuff. That's not as easy as you would think to just add... And then edit it up and have that montage ready to go? I don't know.
So that's a lot to look forward to on Sunday. But yeah, and you would expect more on the investigation. This just broke overnight.
We expect more details today. And again, it would appear that it's some kind of environmental situation in their home. I still think personally, though, Royal Tenenbaums, it's got to be on the list. That's one of the best Gene Hackman movies ever.
He saved my life, 30 years ago, I was knifed in a bazaar in Calcutta. He carried me to the hospital on his back.
Who stabbed you?
He did. There was a price on my head, and he was a hired assassin. Stuck me right in the gut with a shiv.
Erik clarifying it was shoot.
He did say shoot at the end.
Yes.
Man, that movie was tough for me, Deb. You remember that one?
I don't think I saw that one.
I love dialogue-driven films. I love it was weird and quirky. I couldn't. I was confused.
It's not for the literal.
Right.
Okay.
You could argue.
You have to find the symbolism in it.
Got to give it again. Just all of the movies that we listed today. I'm I better watch that again. Right?
Yeah. Back on the list. Okay. We got eastbound 94 slowing down a bit from 84th Street to Hawley Road, and then again coming out of the stadium interchange towards 35th Street. And that's it. Everything else has cleared up nicely. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
Stephanie Hauser, WIAA Executive Director. The federal government has sort of instituted a policy related to transgender and, students and sports. You have sort of clarified your policy. Can you lay it out for everybody who's listening what that policy does?
On the Political Power Hour.
The board did take a vote yesterday to come into compliance, and they replaced our old policy with a revised policy.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here. Spring is upon us in the WTMJ Spring Home Improvement Showcase, featuring senior realty specialist Bruce's team this week for all your senior realty needs. Ready for a smaller space, warmer climate, want to live closer to grandkids, or maybe just sick of the upkeep of owning your home? Let Bruce's team help you every step of the way. Experience, integrity. These are the words that senior real estate specialists on Bruce's team live by when they're assisting seniors and their families, when they're selling their longtime homes, taking them from overwhelmed to I can do this. Check out our Home Improvement Showcase page on WTMJ.com to learn more, or call Bruce's team to get started today, 262-242-6177.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions. Get answers. Connect today toll-free 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's the best in the business. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. They know at Guthrie and Fry that better water makes a big difference. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
We're on the air in 3, 2.
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano.
John Mercure here.
Wait, does that car say Pella on the side? What's Gina Della doing here?
Sorry, I'm late.
We're on the air in 3, 2.
Recognize my voice? Get used to it.
Talk all things Windows, business, and being a boss in more ways than one with Gina Della for Pella's very own show right here on WTMJ. Starting February 1st, tune into What's the Difference every Saturday morning at 6:30 or stream anytime on WTMJ.com.
What a tease.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Some wet snowflakes could be mixed in with isolated showers here and there today. A high of 43 degrees. Tonight's low down to 30 and touching 51 degrees for your high under partly sunny skies on Friday. Right now, what are we at? 37 here this morning. Get a lot of folks texting in about the Thanalysis Live ×2 or Take 2, Episode 2. So that is coming to Potawatomi.
Remember that last year? You were there, Thanalysis Live last year at Potawatomi.
Event.
Huge deal. Tons of people there. All the players were there. Everyone on the team.
Thanalysis is a podcast that is done regularly with Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Yep.
And we put on this event at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Folks were invited to attend, and Thanasis interviewed Giannis.
Yeah.
And then other special guests came. Virtually everyone on the Bucks roster was there as well. It was just a cool night.
So they dropped this morning, not a new podcast, but a podcast live.
Let's go crazy. Analysis live event presented by Gruber Law Offices at the Potawatomi Casinos and Hotels. I can't wait. It's about to be crazy. Go get your tickets.
Yes, go get your tickets, he says. So we do have a link to that on our website. If you're interested, just text the word Bucks. Wanted to make it easy for you. We wanted you to text Thanalysis, but we figured we could help you out a little bit.
We really should have done Antetokounmpo. You can't go unless you can spell this cat's name. Right?
No,
so I'm sorry.
Bucks, B-U-C-K-S. Text
That's
Bucks
easy
to
enough.
the Saturday Unlimited WDTMJ Talk and text line 855-616-1620. We'll send you a link. It's March 29th. And they say they're going to have more surprises. So Stephen A. Smith of ESPN, he was one of the surprises last year because he had ripped Milwaukee, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's why because he said mean stuff about Milwaukee, which he later said, like, I wasn't ripping you people. Like, it's just... He didn't back down from what he said, but the great part was he came and the place booed, and it was like everybody was in on it. He's like, "Yep, okay, cool."
So yeah, it's coming back. It's gonna be super awesome. So text it in and get your tickets now. Those go quick.
8:56 on Wisconsin's Morning News. That's a wrap for us. WTMJ's Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi is just ahead here on 620 WTMJ.
All right, gentlemen. He's got one barrel left. When he fires that, take out your pistols and shoot him down like the mangy scoundrel he is.
I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners. Okay?
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee